What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome back to another special video. It is your host with the most, Mr. Meyer with the Fire. I'm here with my brother.
Mr. Aquarius with the air.
That's right, aka Christian Dixie. And this is a very special video that we have for the full moon in Leo coming up on February 12th. And we're going to break down the signs, all 12 of the zodiac, so you can see how this energy affects all of us and how it affects you specifically and how to work the best with this energy. So, without further ado, we call to the spirit of the full moon in Leo to shine his loving bright light upon us today and guide us in this reading. So take it away, King. What's up with the full moon?
All right. Well, this full moon is pretty loaded. So we got this. The obviously the major arcana for this full moon is strength. That's going to be the overall
Mhm.
for this full moon. And it it's this full moon is it's for some of us, this full moon is going to be a culminate. It's going to be a culmination of of strength, really. And that whole theme. And over these next 2 weeks, I feel like whatever you're releasing and is going to make room and make whatever you're trying to manifest come in much stronger. And it's literally a charging of sorts. I'm getting like electricity, like amping up, charging up, and
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, this one's an interesting one for sure. So for those back home, if you aren't aware, just understand we have a full moon every single month. And it's arguable that the word month might even come from the moon. So the lunar cycle, it takes about 29 days, give or take. It's really about take. It's like 28 and a half, really. But I digress. So over that amount of time, we're gonna have our new moon, and then we'll have a waxing moon, a full moon, a waning moon. We'll end up back at new in that 28 or so day cycle. So, like Christian is saying, with this full moon peaking, we're going to be setting ourselves up for about 2 more weeks of waning and release after this. So, I like to look at this metaphorically like a cup. Like if the moon was new, it'd be empty and then it's going to fill up over the waxing period. And then once it's full, emotions is going to have to spill over and we're going to have to let them go. So that's what this is all about. And it's specifically in the sign of Leo. So tell me something about Leo, King.
Well, as a Leo rising,
This is your full moon,
yeah, this is my full moon. This full moon is ruled by the sun. Yeah, so
aka me. No, I was like,
you
yeah,
exactly.
Leo X.
Leo ass. Yeah. Yeah, this full moon is happening at 24 degrees, which happens to be a Pisces degree. So, um, I actually have the Sabian symbol for 24 degrees Leo, and this is probably going to hit for a lot of you when I read this. It's so the Sabian symbol for 24 degrees Leo is a large camel crossing a vast and forbidding desert. This symbol implies the need to push ahead in difficult times, going along and coping even in the most difficult circumstances. It also shows being self sufficient or someone with a big journey to complete. You may find that your situation has been like an arduous journey, but there could still be further to go. Be confident that you have the reserves to survive and the endurance to succeed. Although you may like the company and assistance of others, in the end, you can really rely only on yourself. Self sufficiency and mental self control are necessary, as is a commitment to get to the other side of your issue. Completing the journey while protecting oneself from spiritual sunstroke, the tests of karma, having to carry the load, often for others, over long distances, stamina, reserves, not preparing properly, running out of reserves, feeling weighed down and in danger of not finishing the objective, big plans with no backup, and mirages. Ooh, that was
That's deep. Yeah.
yeah,
I don't get too much into Sabian symbols, so I really appreciate that. That's very illuminating.
yeah,
A picture's worth 1,000 words. So this says a lot about our journey and, how we're enduring it, how our strength is. And like Christian said, that's the strength card. So I think it's worth noting that we all have access to the zodiac. You know, all 12 signs exist in every one of our charts. And like he was saying, this is ruled by the sun. So regardless if you are a Leo or you have planets in Leo, this is going to really put the focus on your sun. And the sun in astrology really is about the spirit and the energy that you have and bring to life. It's our masculine driving solar force. And like I said, that's everything to do with your vitality, constitution, aka strength. And, you know, there's something to be said about the ego as well. Like, who do you think you are? Your self concept is really key when it comes to Leo energy. And, you know, the virtue of Leo would be integrity. Do you do the right thing as dictated by your own understanding? So, understanding is also a really big key word. It's crazy because I don't know if it picked up on the mic, but as I said, understanding, I heard myself echo through Christian's mic. That was crazy. Like that was wild. So understanding being a very big keyword, you know, heavy on the Saturn energy. So I think what I feel called to say the most is that the full moon in any sign is going to give us an opportunity to be fulfilled or really see if we're fulfilled in a certain energy. And Leo is the self energy. So, you know, the message is to be full of yourself and love yourself, but not be so arrogant or prideful that you kind of lose yourself or get out of character, so to speak. You know, confidence is definitely key, but you don't want pride to get in your way. So I love the symbol of the camel running through the desert. And as far as aspects go, we have this moon squaring up with Uranus. So that's going to be the focal point. Like Christian was saying, you can see in this chart right here, we have the sun at 24 Aquarius, we have the moon at 24 Leo, and Uranus and Taurus is right there in the middle at 23 Taurus. How crazy is that? So really, this is going to be a central theme for this lunation cycle. And what do you think about this Uranus square?
Ooh, yeah, that moon square Uranus, I feel like this is like emotions, and like it's I'm kind of getting this sense it's like it's a lot, it's gonna be a lot to process, and
Mhm.
it's like take
I think so too.
yeah, it's gonna take that's kind of the vibe I was getting. So it's gonna be a lot to process. It's gonna be a whole electricity full of emotions, and you might not have the words to the feelings yet, and that's okay. You
Mhm.
know?
Uranus is shocking. And the
Yeah,
funny thing about this one, it's always going to bring change. So, like, beyond expecting the unexpected, I really feel like this has everything to do with our body and this abundance of energy and being able to kind of ground the chaos. I say kind of, but let me say really ground the chaos within ourselves and find some centeredness and some stillness and not crash out.
yeah. And Leo rules over the heart,
hmm
so this is a major heart release too, for this
hmm
whole. So
I'm glad you
that,
said that. Yeah, it's going to have a lot to do with actually keeping your stress levels down,
yeah,
you know, and taking these really deep breaths. As far as the Taurus energy is concerned, this is saying the most challenging and important thing to do in this full moon cycle is to find stability, to find grounding. And I don't know how people are receiving this at home, but you know, to me that sounds fun. That sounds exciting. I think if we can do that, this is going to be a really fun lunation cycle. You know, I think Leo being the sun, this is the spirit of joy too. So, you know, back to the question, are you fulfilled within yourself? Are you having fun? Are you experiencing joy? And I feel called to really speak on this because I can just feel it in the collective energy, but physiology is so key, you know, beyond, you know, what rituals and spells and affirmations you're doing, the way you carry your body is so important. And if you are slouching or restricting your body mechanically, there's going to be mechanical blockages in the energy, and it'll restrict your breathing and it'll restrict energy flow and just, you know, that can't be good. So Leo also rules the spine, which is funny, you know? So that's really key to focus on posture over these next couple weeks or even, the rest of your life. And there's a book that comes to my mind. It's called Pain Free by Pete Agoscu, and he's a physical therapist. And this I bring the book up because it actually helped me with my posture. But as a physical therapist, this book actually talked about how a lot of people have, certain pains in their body, whether it's in the hips or the knees or the back or the shoulders. And what's interesting is a lot of times in our, modern day life or sedentary lives, we don't have to do as much with the body. And then we can essentially experience atrophy where, you use it or you lose it. And our range of motion can be restricted because we don't really reach for things. For instance, they were saying that most people they don't really reach their arms, above like a 60-degree window of the things in front of them. So I'm absolutely certain that most of the people listening to this video could experience an energetic release, like a Uranus moment, if they just took their arms and then just stretched them back a little bit, and try to take the deepest breath and connect to this energy. And they also said beyond range of motion, strength is a really big part of this as well, where, some of us have pain in our body because our muscles don't actually have the strength to carry the weight of our body because we don't really have as much physical needs as far as labor is concerned. So, where Uranus shows up in any chart, it takes things to a higher vibration and is saying to charge up our sun, aka our health, and then our moon, which is our emotions. This is going to be emotionally liberating and energetically liberating as well. So I'm really excited for this full moon. I mean, I'm sure you are too, man. But first of all, with this being in my sun sign, like, oh, buddy, I cannot wait. I'm jazzed up about this. So, um, any other aspects as far as this full moon goes? Because we're going to get into the breakdown in just a minute.
Yeah, Chiron is going to be helping us out here. The moon is going to be making a trine to Chiron.
I see
Uh,
it.
yeah. This full moon is going to make a sextile to Lilith. So Lilith is going to be involved. Um, it's going to be opposing Mercury as well.
Yep.
Um, mhm. And what else? And this full moon will be in conjunct Saturn as well.
Mm,
Yeah.
I see.
Uh,
Yeah.
in conjunct Saturn, and I think it's also going to be in conjunct Mars too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, like semi-sextile.
Yeah. Hmm.
hmm Yeah, so I mean, like that's a lot to take in, and I feel like the Chiron and the Lilith, this is absolutely going to help us with our emotional release and our healing. And I feel like with the Saturn in conjunction and the Mars in conjunction, well, the cool thing is Mars and Saturn are actually making a trine right now.
Hmm.
So as as they hit the moon in a weird angle, they're actually helping each other out right now. So that's really cool. So I want to unpack it. It's actually really interesting. Things are coming full circle as far as I'm concerned. Saturn is the sphere of understanding. And that's why I feel like my words echoed through your mic when I mentioned understanding. So the sun rules Leo. Leo is opposite Aquarius, and Saturn rules Aquarius on top of Uranus as well. But Saturn and Sun, they're basically opposite energies, guys. And if you ever heard the old adage, turning lead to gold, that's a metaphor for Saturn and the sun, lead being Saturn, sun being gold, and being able to transmute, the more sorrowful parts and realistic parts of life and our experience, whether that is, pain or suffering or fear, and turn it into love and joy, which is more like the sun energy. So, like Leo, Aquarius, they're kind of interesting energies, Sun, Saturn, and you got the Moon and Leo making that in conjunction to Saturn, and I feel like as far as responsibility is concerned, it may not necessarily be the easiest to step up to the plate, but this is going to be what's liberating, and this can also be the challenge if you guys are unaware. In conjunction or a quincunx, the 150 or so angle, this is somewhat confusing, and it takes two energies and blends them together that basically don't have too much to do with each other. And I hope this is not too much jargon for the people back home, but I think it's also worth knowing because it's a language that the reason the in conjunction is difficult is because the two signs are completely unrelated, in mode, element, and duplicity. So you've got Leo, which is fixed fire masculine, and you've got Pisces, which is feminine, mutable water. They're all qualities are different, so we have to find blendingness within the two. So like I said, for instance, it may be more challenging in this time to want to step up to the plate and be responsible and live with integrity because this Leo energy has us just wanting to have fun and just express ourselves and do our own thing, so to speak. But on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, I kind of feel like the joy can be taken out by trying to be hyper vigilant, you know, and trying to meddle in affairs and being so serious, you don't even let yourself experience the joy. You overdo self-control and confuse your expectations for obligations, and that's rough. So, I mean, if I could make it even shorter and sweeter, just say, man, have fun. It is your life, Fire Family. Like, you create this life. It's a lifestyle by your design. If I could really just like, tie it up with a nice gold bow, let me just say the sun in everybody's chart is our vision of harmony, just harmony. And that's just a glaring message from the universe. Be yourself so the world can fully receive you. And then just do your best and remember that your best is enough. Okay. So any other because that's basically I think we cooked it. Okay, one more thing. I think we should talk about the Mars Saturn trine. And then, if you have any advice for people during this time, let them know, and then we'll jump into the sign breakdown. So as far as the Mars Saturn trine goes, how about do you have any ideas? Because I'm yapping, but I'm like I'm excited.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Mm, Mars trying Saturn. I feel like this is emotional discipline. That's what I'm kind of picking up on. Mars and Cancer and Saturn and Pisces, very water. Trines happening in water signs. So um I feel like this is gonna be, with that, it's Saturn helping us release and product in a productive and non-destructive manner.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's what
I
I'm
like
getting.
I like it. Yeah. And that's on point for me. I mean, you know me, I got Pluto in the third. Sometimes I never shut up. I have so much to say about everything, but I think the trine is a gift, and it is about, our discipline with Saturn, and it is about our drive with Mars. And I feel like this is going to really take the sting out of, the feelings of despondency or aimlessness, and it's going to help people find a more direct route to what they actually want. Because like Christian said, these are both water signs. So where water is concerned, we feel, and this is going to help you feel fulfilled, which is so beautiful, gang. And like, I think if I could just speak to the collective and say that this is really the time around this full moon, and especially the weeks leading after it, like, ask yourself what you want. What does your heart actually say? And I like to do inverted thinking because it really drives my points home. It's like, imagine you spent your whole life chasing after someone else's dream or something you thought you wanted, but it wasn't even yours, because you never took the time to ask yourself what would make you the happiest. And I also feel like, with this gift of discipline and direction, it's going to help us find a more unobstructed path to the goal, whatever that happens to be. And I think the phrase that's running through my head, this is a quote from Alex Hormozy. He's also a Leo, but he says, like, at the end of the day, man, you choose how hard you want your life to be. And I think there's something beautiful about aspiring for something that's very difficult and unguaranteed. But at the end of the day, it's like you choose how hard you want your life to be. So, um, what I'm releasing, trying too hard, among other things. So what about the advice? What do you think?
So for this full moon in Leo, at least for me, I've noticed in previous full moon in Leos that I get very expressive in a creative manner. So definitely tapping into a creative outlet for an emotional release, like you know through music or through moving your body, especially with Mars trine Saturn, um, or any form of like physical or especially with the moon squaring Uranus, using your throat. Okay, because Taurus does rule over the throat.
Yeah,
Mm,
absolutely. I've heard someone say Uranus even rules the lungs too,
yeah.
and like you said, singing, and I think the dancing, the creating is going to be really important, but I just absolutely know breathing is going to be really important too. I don't mean to sound like a broken record, but some people don't think breathing is sexy, but it is. Like it's amazing how you can like still your body and your mind, and this is the only vital function you actually have conscious control over. So that's crazy.
And some of you are some of you have too much control over your breaths to the point where this is me, bro. Like
Yeah.
sometimes I have so much control over my breath that I'm like, oh fuck, I'm not breathing.
Oh, I forgot. Right. Oh man, I'm holding it. Yeah.
I'm holding
I
it
get
like,
what you
oh,
mean. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, this sucks, but like I received a message within this last week that, some people haven't taken a deep breath since their childhood, as a result of, traumas or, shocking events that made them hold their breath or, made them more anxious. And
Or like,
I don't know which study it was, but there was a study that shows there's a correlation between, stressed out parents and kids having asthma. It
mm,
absolutely does correlate, and that's wild. And it makes total sense as far as the mind and matter is concerned. So here's my advice for the Leo full moon. And this is coming from a witch, a magical person. And I feel like there's two types of witches. I feel like everybody's a witch, and there's two types. You either know you're a witch and you're getting down with the get down, or you're just unaware. Because witchcraft is practicing magic, and everything is magic. Every willed action is magic. So here's my advice for this full moon. And I'm going to turn the chart down so I can look you in the spirit as I say this, man. Do a full moon releasing ritual. Do what you want to do. And frankly, with this being the Leo energy, you won't listen to a damn thing I'm saying because you're only going to want to do what you want to do. But if this sounds like reasonable and smart, pretend you're telling yourself to do a full moon releasing ritual and come up with a list of 5 things from your life that you want to release. Write it down on your list, write it down on your paper, and do something fun or symbolic that's going to help you release it. I'm lit. I like candles. I'm going to bless a candle for good vibes and fulfillment. And I'm going to open up my circle and call on the spirits. And I'm going to curse all my obstacles and I'm going to release them over the next 2 weeks. And it's going to be great. But that's just my 2 cents. Take it or leave it. Do with that information what you will. All right. Are we ready for the breakdown? I think it's about time. So let me get the full moon for Leo rising. And this is crazy because two facts. You're a Leo rising, dude. And
yeah. So
second of
you're
all, this is the chart that the moon is going to be in, or the sign it's going to be in, rather. And that means that, like, even though this one is specifically for the Leo rising, we're all going to feel the energy of this reading quite a bit. So that's really cool. So, we've touched on some of this, but now it's time to really go deeper. And before I go any deeper, I want the folks back home listening to truly imagine the full moon. And I'm going to explain why, because this is really key. Thank you for watching this video first and foremost. And thank you for liking, subscribing, engaging with both of our platforms. It means the world to us. But I just want to remind you that this is an inner journey, as above, so below, so within, so without. So when you imagine something, you actually are creating it in your mental and emotional body. So that's dope. So it's easy to get wrapped up in this astrology and look at these things outside of you and forget that they're also inside of you. All right. And as far as this full moon Leo is concerned, being fulfilled with yourself, I strongly recommend you imagine that full moon. And remember that the moon is the mother, it's the heart space. So imagine yourself fulfilled. Imagine yourself so full. All you can do is express yourself. I saw you yawning and it looked like a lion roaring. That was crazy. Yeah. And that's real. Like imagine yourself like full of love and life. The point you're abundant and you just have to share it and express yourself. And also so full of love and life, you don't even give a fuck if anybody likes it because you like it. This gives you permission just to be yourself as if you needed permission, but as long as you have your own permission, that's all that really matters. So that's really the vibe of this full moon in Leo is like, do you feel good about yourself? Do you love yourself? Do you enjoy your own company? Are you doing what makes you happy? And if not, just remember you are the creator and you have the power to change. I'm going to start with the tarot cards as I'm pulling these, as I'm talking about the houses and the angles and etc. But, of course, for the Leo rising, this is going to hit the first house and we'll have the sun in the seventh house. And there's some balancing that needs to be going on, when it comes to all of us experiencing this energy, especially the Leo risings. It's self-reflection. This is about understanding who you are and how does this relate to other people. Also, are you surrounded by the right people? Are you with people that love you? Are you with people that celebrate you? Or are you with a bunch of hating ass motherfuckers? A bunch of negative ass people with no imagination, no inspiration. Are people so full of insecurity and jealousy that they'll try to hold you back? And also, are you a hating ass motherfucker? Like, because, hey, to each their own. But I feel like if you leave the hate alone, you can have more space for joy. You can have more space for love. And like I'm a Saturn person myself, Sun square Saturn. I mean, frankly, me and Christian both are, but like in other words, very real, very serious, very much polarity. And I will say, like, it's important to embrace hate in order to embrace love because you can't have up without down. But don't be afraid to set boundaries in your personal life, Leo, rising or whoever I'm talking to. Because I know I'm saying this for like the third time, but just keep in mind, guys, like this is the spirit of the full moon for all of us. But this is going to be just italicized for the Leo rising people. And don't be afraid to be alone. Truly, if there's nobody that understands you in your immediate environment, just take your time to disconnect with the world and reconnect with yourself. And I know I hear a ringing in my head as I hear it, and I don't think it's tinnitus. I feel it's spirit saying, like, hey, disconnect to reconnect because you're the main character, especially if you're a Leo rising with the sun ruling over your chart. So of course, this is going to put Uranus in the 10th house. So this is about this is about totally shaking your life at its core foundation. And this is kind of scary, guys, because what I'm seeing is this new moon energy, or I should say the full, but it's interesting because I Freudian slipped that in there. Like after the new moon comes the full moon. I'm sorry, after the full moon in Leo comes the new moon in Pisces. So where we're going is actually very mystical and deep. And after we clear out this personal baggage, we'll have a clean slate with the next new moon to really will in dreams, which is Pisces. Very cool. And this could be a new calling from the universe itself, because that's Pisces as well. So let me just say this, guys. Uranus in the 10th is about shaking your life to its core foundation. And you may have to just kind of wipe the whole dry erase board, so to speak, or like factory reset metaphorically speaking, and just let some things go. Your new life will absolutely cost your old one, so don't be afraid of change in this time. Because I want to say, with this being Leo, it's deeply personal. And while I'm giving a good snapshot overview, it's deeply personal and it has everything to do with the character. In other words, the person you choose to be, do you like yourself? And it's one thing to like yourself. I mean, hell, evil people can like themselves, which is something crazy to think about. But there's going to need to be a little bit of balance and a little bit of give and take where you listen to the people around you, let your guilt and your pride and your ego guide you correctly, and don't suppress your emotions and, focus on success. And let me say that success is subjective, but more definitively, this is the progressive realization of your highest ideal. So I could put it even simpler, like, gang, the message here is to create the person you want to be and then just give that to the world. And frankly, understand not everybody's going to like it because we're all different people. But those who get it are going to get it and they're going to love you. And at the end of the day, you don't need their love. You need to be in love with yourself because that's the gift that you're going to give the world is fulfillment. And how could you get what you don't have? These cards are low key kind of sad, but they're worth looking into. I mean, what did you expect? We got the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. We got the World in reverse. We got the Defeat card, Five of Swords. So this says there's going to be a lot of just personal issues to process, our disappointments, our hurts, our issues with the world, and you're going to have to humble yourself in this cycle to recognize you created the world. So you've already created all your successes, but you've created all your mediocrity too. And it's going to be up to you to really, double down on those goals. And like this kind of goes back to the Saturn Mars trine. I think beyond doubling down on your goals, some goals might need to be deleted. You may realize that you might be overextended. You might have too much on your plate, and you may need to just go after the thing that makes you the happiest and the most fulfilled. All right. And I'm gonna do like two oracle cards and then like one more tarot card on top of this because the vision I'm kind of getting is like if you don't give up, you're not a failure. If you give up, yeah, you are a failure. You know, as long as you don't give up, you're gonna be A to the okay. There's gonna need to be some trusting the universe. I see also for Leo rising, Mars in the 12th house, which is really about, devotional acts of service, where like it can't be just about you in this life, man. You have to put you first, recognize that it's not inherently bad to be selfish, but if you aren't doing something that uplifts the world, you're kind of just you're like one of those rowdy kids on the jungle gym that doesn't even listen to the rules, and you might be hurting other kids too on the jungle gym. So like that can't be good either. And I also see the North Node and Saturn and Neptune in the eighth house for these people. So I just really feel like for the Leo rising, like this is going to be about really getting in touch with your power and, manifesting your dreams, living the life that you want to live. I don't mean to make it too verbose because that's basically the big picture. And I got the Queen of Cups here as well. And this really does feel like the ninth house, and the 12th house, this Jupiter energy, just, unconditional love and have an open heart and remember where you come from. Remember that we're all divine children, we're all God's children, the goddess's children. We all live in the womb of the goddess, so to speak. So, that's the vision of harmony, fam. It's like if you're not in love with yourself, if you're not at peace with yourself, you can't bring peace to the world, Leo. That's really the answer. I hope that helps somebody because that's what I'm getting for Leo. What do you think, King?
Yeah, so I everything that you said was pretty spot on. I was shuffling as well, and Leos, you guys have Neptune and Saturn in your eighth house, so that shadow work is going to be very important over the next few weeks.
Mhm.
Definitely journal it out. I feel like there's some blockages too. So shadow work is definitely going to be um required. And I got family members out here, Leos, you guys have a Scorpio IC, so definitely looking into your ancestry. This is like this, some of these blockages are ancestral that you're going to be working through over the next few weeks. And this could be over financial stability because that's what I have. That's what came out in my deck. Um, so I feel like this is regarding finances for you Leos because ancestral financial issues, ancestral karma. Um, I'm hearing spirits chiming in and saying karmic clearing. So really digging deep, really, especially with that Neptune and Saturn in the eighth house, really over the next few weeks, definitely explore the relationship that you have with money. Um, yeah, especially if you're a business owner or wanting to be an entrepreneur, spirits chiming in and saying, because you guys do have Uranus in the 10th currently. So, and of course, we got comfortable in your own skin. Really ask yourself if you're comfortable in your own skin. Are you allowing other people to make you uncomfortable in your own skin? Or, and especially with that opposition between the first and the seventh house, are you letting other people control how comfortable you are within yourself? Do you get so easily influenced? Really ask yourself that. That's a rhetorical question.
Yeah.
um, and we got no, and really, Leo, this is a reminder that nobody can do it like you.
Mm, that's
Nobody can
beautiful.
do, yeah.
I feel like
And we
that
all,
speaks to like you just need your own approval.
yeah, exactly. You just need your own approval. Exactly. Yeah. And you only need your own permission and don't give your permission away to somebody else. That's seventh house, Um, and with Jupiter is in your guys' 11th house currently. So you're not alone. And with family members out here, it's like you choose your own family. And I know that having a Scorpio IC is very tough. It's very deep. It's a lot of That Scorpio I see, that tells me you guys are, I feel like some of you are already doing the shadow work. You guys do a lot of shadow work in private.
Hmm.
Um, so Spirit's also chiming in right now and saying, don't lose yourself in the shadow work. Don't overindulge in the inner work that you actually forget to live your life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was
Um,
called to chime in, and I love having this space because Spirit's speaking through my side too, King, and it's saying, and this is very relative. I see Scorpio and the Cancer and the Mars in the 12th house. And that says that, unfortunately, a lot of these Leo rising people do feel like their family has stabbed them back, and that's one of the wounds to process. And it's important to, do the shadow work, but not get so consumed in it and lose yourself in that darkness and remember your humanity and other people's humanity while you're going through it and just try to empathize with yourself so you can empathize with others and recognize while what happened to you might not necessarily be right, there is a reason for it and there is, harmony in that as tough as it may feel. Everybody and for some this might sound naive, but you got to recognize that everybody's doing the best with what they have. And frankly, there are people that clearly are making bad decisions and other more positive alternatives are readily available. So it can make it hard for you to reason why the hell would these people do what they do? But try to forgive them and just recognize that some people are genuinely confused. And if you can accept that answer, hopefully you'll feel less confused. So hopefully that helps. And we got to move to Virgo because that's some deep water. Just love yourself and take care, Leo. And this is, again, reminiscent of what we're all going to experience. So this is going to put, I mean, this is your turn, King. So we're going to have to put Virgo on the ascendant. Take it away, brother.
yeah, Virgo. Okay. So, actually, fun fact, Mark is a Virgo
Oh,
rising.
shit. Yeah, this is my time to shine.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
So it feels like as if I'm reading for you. Hell
Perfect. Yeah, that's how it should be.
yeah. This is happening in your 12th house. Yeah, so I feel like it's gonna be like a lot of like releasing a lot of collective issues, like a lot of past life shit. Um,
Let's go.
yes, sir. Um,
I could
what
use
else? You
that.
have let's see. I believe that Uranus is trine your ascendant too.
Oh, yeah,
Uranus
it is. Yeah.
trine the ascendant. Yeah, I'm kind of looking at the chart. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
mine's around 17.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, Uranus trine the ascendant. And what else? Did I put your Did I put your Saturn in the seventh? Yeah, Saturn in the seventh. Saturn and Neptune in the seventh, transiting the seventh. Um, what else? Trying to look at it. Let's see. Got the Yeah, you got the south node in the first house. Ooh, ooh.
But
Yeah. Let me see. I'm just gonna pull some cards, but yeah, I feel like Virgo this is about like releasing a lot of past life stuff and a lot of unconscious stuff too, and a lot of collective issues and and yeah. It's like there's not really much I feel like some hesitation, some a little bit of overthinking too. Let me see what popped out. Oh, we got retribution in reverse here. I feel like, man, and we got reciprocity and we got go for it too, especially at Mars trying Saturn. See, because you guys got Mars in I forgot what house. Let me see. Where is
11.
Mars? 11th. Yep,
Yeah.
Mars in the 11th, and this is like going for your dreams, basically. That's telling me.
Mhm. And
Yeah,
take your time with it because, like, this is the 12th, and that's often behind the scenes, too. So,
yeah.
Spirit's going to let you know what we need to know.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And sometimes, you know, pouring into yourself is like the best form of retribution. I feel like some of you Virgos want to get revenge on somebody or feel like you have to physically make amends. I feel like this is a trust issue with like spirit and like the universe. So I was like, oh my gosh, I was like, I gotta do this myself, take matters in my own hands and like it was like spirit saying, chill, relax, like I got this. Um yes, do your magic and take things into your own hands if necessary, but like don't overindulge in that to the point where it's like the universe is like the universe got you, your spirit team got like
It's
yeah.
beautiful.
Oh yeah. Let me see what else pops out. Yeah, we got karmic and yeah, sometimes for some of you Virgos, you guys are your own fucking karmic. You guys are in your own fucking way. So um I feel like spirits like don't go after don't uh go after retribution on yourself. It's
Mm.
like don't get revenge on yourself. It's like
Oh Lord, that's deep. Oh man, I felt
he's
that
like
in my stomach, bro.
he's like don't get revenge on yourself.
Yeah, yeah. That hit the Virgo rising deep.
Yeah, I felt that too as a progress Virgo rising. So
Oh Lord, yeah, yeah.
yeah, don't that's basically self-sabotage. Yeah, make the first move.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I feel like with this 12th house, like the universe is not gonna make its move unless you make the first move. So like definitely like you take one step, the universe takes a billion.
Word. I like that.
And for some of you Virgos, I feel with that card, I feel like what I'm sensing is like some of you guys like feel stuck and getting caught up in unconsciously getting caught up in all the details that you don't even take the first step. And so really with this full moon, you guys are actually unconsciously releasing all of the details. So like not being so caught up in the details and just go. Allow yourself to make mistakes along the way because mistakes also leave clues just as much as success does. So
Yeah, that's beautiful.
yeah. Yeah. And Virgo, you're not alone. You're not alone. That's at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, Leo got that card too. So definitely, because you guys have Mars in the 11th, don't be afraid to make the first move to connect with other people. You know, but yeah, Virgo, that's really what I'm getting. You guys are releasing, unconsciously releasing, being so caught up in the details and really just go after it and don't let perfect be the enemy of good, as Mark likes to say. So, oh, and I'm also hearing Spirit say, take your own fucking advice too. So,
That's beautiful, King.
yeah,
Thank you for that. I've been practicing silence lately and, shutting my third house Pluto mouth. So I'll give you my 2 cents and then we'll
yeah,
jump into the next one. But I think that was very spot on because the 12th house is about our self-undoing. And that sounds negative. It doesn't have to be. So this is where the full moon is going to put a magnifying glass on this part of our life and ask us, are we doing too much? Are we, doing this in a negative or unhealthy way? Are we, is it addiction? Is it vice? Is it, overextending ourselves? And Christian broke it down deep. Like this could even be, the sixth house playing out all the work you do, the enemies you get, and, wanting to intervene with full grip and not letting the universe handle your problems, and not trusting the universe or being mad at yourself for putting yourself in a position that's disadvantaged. And, it's again not it's about being not caught up in those details. Like they matter, absolutely. And if you're a Virgo rising, you're gonna notice damn near all of them, but not getting on your own nerves is a really big part of that. And there's that song, Not My Problem. Like, that's just not my problem. I'm seeing the sixth house as focus, which is really beautiful. Having the sun transiting the sixth for the Virgos. It's like getting focused on what really matters and doing your job and then just not worrying about, secret haters or the negativity or, the more universal 12th house ungraspable parts of your life. Like, and also what I took from this intuitively was like this one is going to be heavy about rest for these Virgo rising people because this is the 12th house and a lot of this will play out unconsciously. And even like the king said, this could even be past lives or, issues with your soul or, the universe at large. And, we often don't get to experience the 12th house part of us unless we're like meditating or sleeping or contemplating or isolating. So, you may even kind of see these Virgo rising people kind of like disappear for a couple weeks, You may see them initiating connected with new people. That Mars is in the 11th, but they might kind of take a back seat and, go soul searching for a little bit too. That's what I took from it, on top of everything you said.
Yeah.
So
And
I love it.
yeah, and Virgo, like rest is productive too. You know?
Mm. And
Yeah.
they're not hearing that, bro. You might have to say that twice.
Rest is productive.
Thank you for saying that.
You can do so you can like take action and do a lot, but like actually not go anywhere.
Hmm. Yeah,
So yep,
100%.
yeah. So definitely like rest, let me say it for the third time. Rest is productive.
Rest is productive. They say work hard, play hard. And what I heard Spirit say was like, you guys don't have any fun. That's the problem.
Yeah.
You don't have any fun. It's all work, no play, and it makes Jack a dull boy. And if I don't mean to spoil that movie, The Shining, but like then Jack like murders his whole family with an axe, or at least he tries to. Like Jack was fucking crazy. You guys should watch The Shining. It's funny. It's not funny. It's actually weird. But I digress. So you got games on your phone? You got how are you gonna have fun? Are you gonna dance? You gonna sing? What you gonna do? Virgo
Yeah.
rising. So this is for the Libras. I love Libra energy. And I'm a progressed Libra rising, so it's like, I'm claiming this for myself too.
Yeah.
All right, justice energy. So basically, the Libra rising, they're gonna have the full moon in their 11th house of friendships and connections and hopes and wishes. And of course, that's gonna put the sun in the fifth, and that's actually awesome because the sun rules the fifth house. So, what I really want to say, piggybacking off of the last thing Virgo needed to hear was like, this is going to be about the Libra rising people having as much fun as they can. And their social circle is going to need to change up a little bit. Libra notoriously is the most social and connective, and they're all about relationships. And it's not quantity, it's quality, quality time with quality people. And you may see that, your full moon in Leo in the 11th house may make your social circle flourish over these next couple weeks. You may have an abundance of people. You may find yourself bringing people together, or you might find yourself in a certain group that brings you a lot of fulfillment. On the extreme opposite polarity, this could be about having to isolate yourself and having to hide and, cut people off and back off. And, the beautiful thing about the sun in the fifth, this is like, what do you want to do? What do you want to do today, Napoleon? And Napoleon says, whatever I feel like doing, gosh, you know? And that's the mood. That's the vibe. You got Pluto in the fifth also. So it just says, don't be afraid to be obsessed with yourself, Libra, right now. And don't be an evil tyrant, of course. Don't be an evil Larry, but do your own thing and create more harmony with the world. And again, make sure you love yourself. And we'll see what the cards are saying. I see the North Node going through the sixth, Saturn in the sixth, Neptune in the sixth. A lot of this is about focusing on your actual health and just making sure that you don't have these bad habits fucking your life up with the South Node in the 12th house, that you really lay off the self-sabotage as a way to express self-love for yourself. I mean, I could say it twice and just say when the self-love is real, the self-sabotage is going to stop. And, you got Venus, and we got the Lovers card. We got Venus in your seventh. And that just says, love is, you guys are the lovers, with the Libra energy. That's beautiful. I got Saturn Pisces energy, which is the Eight of Cups as well, the Sun card. And like I said, guys, it's like you're going to take your beautiful Libra ass. You may have to walk away and find your own joy. Like that's probably the fastest I've ever done one of these readings. But let me do two oracle cards for them and then one more tarot to kind of explain it. And is there anything else that they need to know? Self-image is really important for the Libra people this month, especially with this full moon. Like, how do you perceive yourself? And I'm also feeling it in the back of my head, in my aura. I'm feeling it's the insults people have given you, whether it's the ways you insult yourself, but I'm getting a lot of it was negative judgments from other people and the ways that you identified with people's bullshit. And a lot of it, and it sucks, fam, because like Libra people are very nice. And nice and kind are two different things. So it's like I gotta slow down as I say this, but you know, sometimes that want to be liked energy, it can make you fake. You might want to say what you think someone wants to hear as opposed to what you actually feel and believe. And that doesn't mean you got to be a mean asshole and like, insult people, but make sure you're being honest and living integrity and don't try to please people. Well, let me say this. It's like make sure you please your damn self. Don't be forgetting about you. And all these instances where you were just being yourself, minding your business, not starting trouble, and people were putting negative energy on you, throwing shade. It's like give yourself fucking permission to let that shit go and stop identifying with it. Recreate your identity is really what I'm getting. Is like forget what they say about you. What do you think about yourself, Libra? Because that's what really matters. And I feel that in my stomach. It's like, they say sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. No, words hurt your soul. Words can be devastating. Words are spells. Words can bind you for lifetimes, fam. Like, and that's fucked up. So you have to have more powerful spells than anything that comes against you. Because you are an eternal soul, and you got to say, I am beautiful. I am perfect by my design. I'm a god or I'm a goddess. I'm the creator of my life. I don't need anybody's approval, and you're going to have to know that and let that knowledge really instill itself into your emotional body too, until you really feel it, until your life reflects it. I got the Hanshize Shonen. That's a Reiki symbol in reverse. And that just says there's going to need to be some healing from the past, like I'm talking about already, and standing up. And it's like, I hate this for you guys, whoever needs to receive this, because there is some pain here. I mean, I love the healing. I hate that you're in pain, but I see Gabora in reverse. And this was the times that cowardice got you hurt, where you were afraid to stand up for yourself, where you were afraid to assert a boundary, where you wanted to be too nice to gain someone's approval and you put yourself in harm's way. And it's about, and I feel for a lot of others, there's this energy of wanton destruction, cruelty. You want to inflict suffering on others because you've suffered so much, but the world doesn't need more goddamn suffering. So Libra's justice. I encourage you get justice, take it into your own hands. Some of bruh. And it's funny. I'm just gonna keep it a buck with you guys. Some of the Libras are gonna be sending, when I say banishing magic, like, yeah, bro, that the thing just echoed in your microphone again as I said it. Banishing magic, some of you Libras are gonna be throwing curses at people. And I think for some of you, you're not wrong to do that, because why the fuck would they treat you that way? Why are people so goddamn cruel? And before you do any magic, it's recommended that you check in with your higher self and your spirit guides. But frankly, a lot of you guys' higher selves and spirit guides are telling you to send that spell. It's 11:11, so I'm saying this. One more card for the Libras. And, just remember the most powerful spell you can do is world peace. I got the Six of Cups in reverse. It's like, it's the heavy past that we have to let go of, Libra, and try not to be too sad about the past and identified with your emotions. Remember, the future's really always better than the past. I also see Mars in the 10th for you guys, and this is really about going full send on your goals and just like turning a blind eye to the negativity. It's literally your world. Like world domination is basically a Mars in the 10th house thing, and dominate the world with love and peace and integrity. And if anyone tries to get in your motherfucking way, you should feel guiltless in the way that you respond or defend yourself against them. So I hope that helps a Libra rising out here, fam. Because if you're the truth, if you really are trying to bring peace, do whatever magic you want. All right, this is your world, and fuck your weak ass mind that makes you scared to assert your boundaries under some guise of morality. I'm sorry for being such a dick. Spirits tell me to work on my delivery, but like, yeah, I'm just I'm just trying not to like sugarcoat shit for the Libra people. It's like you guys gaslight yourselves because everything for you has to be right, even on the mental level. And some of y'all are so afraid of karma and you live in the West, you don't even understand cause and effect, fam. It's like you're afraid, and I don't want to blame the Libra people. Don't take anything I'm saying personally or anything ever, but like it's a hypnotic spell the culture is under right now. And I see it especially like relative Neptune in the sixth, that people are afraid to defend themselves. People think there's a virtue in martyrdom. And there can be a virtue in sacrifice, but like making yourself prey for predators is not virtuous. Absolutely fucking not. And I'm not telling you to become a predator, but I'm just saying, like, don't let anybody take advantage of you. That's basically what I'm saying. So what do you got? What are you thinking, brother? Because like that's my TED talk. That's my 2 cents for Libra rising.
Yeah, as
Enjoy
you were
yourself and create. I'm sorry, that's the last thing I wanted to say.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Libra, don't be afraid. Um, Something that Spirit was telling me was like, Libra, don't be afraid to think highly of yourself. I feel like a lot of you Libras are afraid to you literally are using a lot of your energy or damn near all of it to think highly of other people, but you're like no energy to think highly of yourself. It's like it's easy for you to think highly of others, but it's so hard for you to think highly of yourself. And I get it. Some of you Libras have high standards, but like some of those standards are so disempowering and unrealistic that it's like yes, spirits chime in. It's like it gets nothing done. It gets nothing done. We do have childhood trauma. Let go of your past. A lot of let go of your past. Releasing trust issues towards yourself and other people. Spirit saying more so towards yourself. Okay. Releasing a lot of releasing your relationship with karma and how you view karma because we have karmic out here. Um, and also like it's you do have permission to get retribution on certain people as Mark was saying it was literally like 12:12 just like on my time just 2 minutes ago and Libra, stop inflicting suffering on yourself. You already suffer enough, you know, and why add on to that, you know. And also Libra, I was also getting like self blame does not necessarily equal taking responsibility.
Oh, oh,
Oof.
yeah. Damn, that's crazy, dude. That's deep.
Self blame does not necessarily, let me say that again, Libra. Self blame does not necessarily mean taking responsibility. Those are two different things.
Damn, dude. Yo.
It's like you guys are blaming yourselves under the guise of taking responsibility. You guys think that's taking responsibility, but it's not.
hmm Bro, that
Okay.
goes exactly hand in hand with what I was talking about, this martyrdom energy. It's like, if I fall on my sword, that's good enough, right? It's like, no, the world doesn't need more dead idiots. Like you need to be woke and stand up and be strong.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this is crazy that you brought that up, King, because it's like it's the affliction of Mars right now. It's Mars doesn't like to be in Cancer. And there's nothing bad or good about it. It's emotional orientation. It's emotional desires, but it's also indirect assertion. So you kind of see that playing out as manipulation sometimes, where rather than taking responsibility, it's like pity me because I'm blaming myself for it. I'm taking the blame now, and instead of taking responsibility, it's like let me be pitied, you know which is
And
emotional control. It's manipulation.
it's like, manipulating yourself. And that's
Mhm.
not,
Yeah, trying to manipulate others to get sympathy.
yeah. And
That's not good. That's self-sabotage. And that's also weaponized incompetence. That's negligence. And that's deep. And I know a lot of the people are not ready for that conversation.
and Spirit was just saying, Libra, stop fucking emotionally stabbing yourself.
Oh Lord, bro.
It's like you got water gushing out of your ass.
Yeah. Does that mean we should go to Scorpio?
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
the cue. Yeah.
I think
I,
so too. And I feel like, the call comes from inside the house. So these Libra people with the North Node in the sixth, they're gonna have to just answer the damn phone and the
Yeah.
bottom of the line, end of the day. And if they don't, that's their fault.
Yeah, and one more thing, Libra, it's gonna yeah, we got authenticity and inner strength. For some of you, Libras is gonna take a lot of inner strength out of you to be your fucking self, to be authentic.
I know that's
And
true.
yeah, like energy vampires too. So you're releasing those kind of people from your life. And we do have shadow integration too. So I feel like shadow integration is gonna be very important for you this month, Libra.
Hmm.
So yeah.
Amen to that. And spirits tell me to yell it at y'all. I don't really want to yell at the Libras, but like stop letting people take advantage of you. I said it before, I'll say it again.
Yep.
Stop fucking letting them take advantage of you.
Yeah. Don't
Like
let people over you like a doormat. Don't
like
be a
pretend you had Mars and Cancer in your birth chart in the 10th house and tell somebody, fuck your feelings. I don't care about your life. Fuck you. Disrespectfully from the bottom of my heart, I don't give a fuck about what you feel. Leave me the fuck alone. And if you don't, I will slap the shit out of you. Should I call the cops? Should I get a restraining order? Should my ancestors slap you into eternity? You could take this the easy way or the hard way, bitch. Fuck your life. And fuck your mom's corrupt soul. She should have raised you better, you fucking bitch.
mm,
And I'm putting it nicely. Like the rage of my ancestors, bitch. The dragon will eat your family. Leave me the fuck alone.
mm,
I'm not your fucking mom. Fuck your feelings. It's
yeah.
that type of attitude. It's that type of timing. Bitch, you will not take advantage of me, my physical resources, my emotional, my mental, or my spiritual resources. I owe you nothing. Not
Yeah.
even kindness. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Try that out, Libra. It might feel uncomfortable. That might, like Christian was saying, it might take some strength for you to actually like express that part of you, but try it out. Feel how powerful it feels. If it's like Libra is love, the right hand path, y'all may need some more left hand path to balance out. You may need
Mm,
some more severity for your mercy so you don't end up being weak. But don't go
mm,
for too much severity and end up being cruel. Balance, Libra, balance.
yeah. And we got gossip at the bottom of the deck, Libra. And as Mark was talking, I heard Spirit say, "Stop deliberately spreading gossip to stop deliberately spreading gossip about yourself to other people."
Oh Lord, that's crazy.
don't yeah, Spirit's saying like don't leak your energy out to people who don't really deserve access to you, you know. And Spirit was also saying don't gossip to yourself about don't gossip to yourself about yourself. Like if you're gonna gossip about yourself, do it in a positive manner. Like be like I'm like
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah, I was getting some crazy ass messages there. Yeah. But anyways, Scorpio, it's your turn.
That's right.
It's your turn. Scorpio, word up. This is happening in your 10th house, right on your midheaven. So this is about um releasing goals that are like not serving you, that are not releasing goals that are counterproductive against your life's purpose and what you're actually meant to do.
Wow.
And Spirit is saying answer the fucking phone. Like answer the fucking phone. Like Spirit's been ringing on your ass for quite a while. And I feel like some of you
Left
are gonna
100 voicemails, man. Are you not getting these?
yeah. And it's 12:21 on my clock, but like Spirit Scorpio, some of you have the phone in your hand, but you're not actually saying fucking hello. Like some of you need to actually answer and say hello.
Watching that shit ring. That's crazy.
And
It's like I
also
know you saw. You just posted a picture, bitch. Don't pretend like you're not getting these calls.
yeah.
I see you're online right now. Like,
He's like, "Are you getting the text messages for?" And like, I know you're getting my text messages. I just saw you post on Facebook like 2 minutes ago.
that's so fucking funny.
But yeah, Scorpio, like this is pretty pivotal for you because and take a deep breath, Scorpio. Like I just took a deep ass breath. I was like, and I feel like Scorpio, some of you guys need to like actually like fucking slow down because like yeah, Spirit's telling me to slow down with my speaking. So like I feel like some of you guys, Scorpio, like you need to slow down, especially with that 10th house full moon. Um, and Yeah, something about releasing your load. I feel like some of you Scorpios have too many goals, and it's like making you feel scattered, making you feel disorganized and all over the place and very cluttered to the point where you're you're going about your goals, but it's direction. It's full of directions. Almost you have too many directions. It's like Seven of Cups. It's like you need to narrow your direction. You need to narrow your directions down. And downsize is what I'm hearing is like the word. Downsize with your goals.
Hmm.
But don't downsize your goals to the point where you have nothing to go after. Don't be too much of a minimalist to where like you have nothing to go after. Spirits even tell me to the point where you have nothing to live for.
Hmm.
Really restructure your goals around things that things that bring you excitement. And of course, not all goals are gonna bring excitement. You know, enjoy the journey. Enjoy enjoy the journey of getting to your goals because sometimes Scorpio, the I'm not even gonna pull cards for this. This is a whole ass channel, but uh yeah, and on that note, Scorpio, I actually feel like some of you are going to be tapping more into your intuitive abilities, and it's going to be amplified even more with this full moon. And really honing in on your intuition, being more detailed. I'm hearing clairsentience for somebody, for a certain Scorpio. Yeah, I just feel like it's a time for you to really hone in. Don't be afraid to downsize because when you it's like close out all the tabs on your browser. Your tabs are overloaded. You need to clear out, metaphorically speaking, you need to clear out your RAM, your CP, free up your RAM, your space, your CPU. Um, some of you may need to clear up space on your phone, delete photos that it's like it's like Scorpio, you're hoarding a lot of emotional energy that needs to be released. It's like Scorpio, oh, you guys are emotionally hoarding shit. Mm,
Pluto in the
uns
first.
yeah. And I feel like you guys are releasing, I feel like that's the biggest theme is like some of you have let your emotions stop you from going after your goals and being so caught up with your emotions and over identifying with your emotions um and I do feel like with the full moon I feel like shadow work is going to be involved. I feel like if you've been experiencing blockages with how you're perceived or like business or blockages within going after your goals or even like the outcome of your goals, it's like there's going to be some shadow work that's going to be need to be done, releasing blockages, releasing emotional blockages, and really just like over like not really feeling the need to over identify. Don't over identify with your past. I was literally on my way home from work earlier and I got it was we had freezing rain in my area and my mirrors were frozen. And so Scorpio, what I really want to tell you is don't look, don't use your past, don't over identify with your past, don't rely on your past so much as a reference to go after your goals because I feel like Scorpio, you guys are like releasing the fear of your past repeating itself. um, I feel like that's a central theme here for you guys, Scorpio, but I'm just gonna tie it up. That's all. That's what I have for you guys. I didn't even pull cards. It was just a full ass channel.
I love it. I think sometimes the cards get in the way, when you really are in that mode. So I like it and I see it. And if I could add anything, I would just say, the 10th house is also about your fears in life, because that's Saturn's energy. So there's going to be a lot of work to do around that. And, this could revolve around the public and how you're perceived. And I think the question with the full moon in Leo is like, do you have a fulfilling career? Is the work you're doing fulfilling? And that all is referencing the sun in the fourth, your inner world. And I didn't want to interrupt you because I felt like it's worth saying any goal can be exciting. Sometimes they're not all exciting, or some may be more glamorous than others. But if you have a vision, even the smallest task can be exhilarating because you recognize, it's bringing you close to the desire you have. So clarity is really important. And I think you hit the nail on the head talking about how these people are hoarding emotions. And I feel like the release point with Uranus in seventh house is going to be about these people actually sharing with others and, being able to communicate and relate and knowing who their real friends are. And hell, for some of these Scorpio rising people, they're just going to have to scream it into the void. And like, what I mean is, what people probably think when I say that is like, screaming in the car or screaming in your private world. But it's like, frankly, you Scorpios do enough of that. So it's like, where Uranus in the seventh house is concerned, it is the internet that needs to hear your voice. It's the people all over the world. The algorithm will send them to you or send you to them, and you will be well received. Stop holding yourself back. And I also understand that some of the Scorpios, they will need to isolate and retreat. And Saturn in the fifth tells me that y'all are being way too hard on yourself. Like it is about the concept of self-mastery. And, I mentioned this at the very beginning when we were talking about Leo and, the aspects. And these are some of the people that get in the worst end of it, the Saturn in the fifth, where you're confusing your expectations for obligations too, and you're doing too much. And you need to chill up and ease up on yourself and not be so hard on yourself. All right. And love yourself every single day and slow down. Like Christian was saying, I think that's also Mars in the ninth is like just this full speed ahead, let me expand energy. That's great, but it seems like you might be in consolidation mode. Like don't minimize the goals so much. There's nothing to shoot for, nothing to live for, but just understand growth is jagged. So like if you take a step back and let some of the extra superfluous stuff kind of get out of your way, you'll be able to launch forward way faster and go way further. So I like to see that. So cool. And I think this puts us at Sagittarius.
Yes,
Oh my
sir.
goodness, we love Sagittarius. Okay, let me move the clock forward. Let's go to Sagittarius rising. And I'm going to follow after you, man. No cards this time. Forget the cards. I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. So anyway, this is going to put the full moon in the ninth house. And I really like this Aquarius season. We were talking about this last time in the Aquarius new moon, but like Aquarius is where our brilliance comes through, our uniqueness and our individuality. So you'll see where Aquarius and Leo are positioned within anybody's chart. It really shows how we access our willpower. And that's very powerful. And it's like, how interesting is it that, for Sag rising, this moon is in the third and ninth pole? And it kind of plays out congruently for most people, especially for my sign with me having the sun in my sixth and me being a Virgo rising. Like it's some interesting times we're living through. But anyway, I don't digress. It's actually very relevant. If you see what I'm saying, you see what I'm saying, but I digress. Now, this full moon is in the ninth house for the Sag rising people, and that says, are you fulfilled with your journey? Your journey. Are you happy? Are you getting enough action? Are you getting enough excitement? Are you getting enough adventure, Sag Rising? And, don't be afraid to do things new, especially with Uranus in the sixth house. That's saying, you may need to break free of mindless routines and, rebel against them and change things up. Some of you got to quit your job, like frankly, is what that says too. However you're serving the world, can you do it better? Can you do it at a higher level? Frankly, some of y'all might be serving enough, and it's time for you to receive. It's time for you to jump out and say, it's my time to go on a spiritual journey. You got the sun in the third, so are you able to communicate your truth? Are you able to interact enough? Aquarius in the third, Pluto in the third, Sun and Mercury. A lot of these Sag people it's about using your voice in this chapter. Like, in order for you to feel fulfilled with the journey spiritually, you have to be sharing things. You need to be received. It's not all about you receiving. Are people receiving you? Are you giving enough? And really, this again speaks about the Leo energies of integrity and harmony and strength. And like, are you listening to your higher self? Or are you just being silly Billy? And I like being a silly Billy, fam. And frankly, sometimes the higher self will tell you to do that, but it's like, don't be crashing out and being stupid. Don't be foolish. But be wise. Be wise, and you can be like coy. And you can teach people in a kind of fun way. I see Mars in the eighth also for the Sag rising which says this is really about you orienting with your power and doing things with intention. being methodical, being calculated, strategic about your moves in life, and live the full life, gang. That's the real message for the Sagittarius people is like, you want a life of health and wealth and love and happiness. So you need to do what makes you happy. You need to fall in love with yourself and the world and, see enough of it to recognize yourself in all things. And then, don't self-sabotage so your health gets messed up and just take care of your money. And I think like, where is it? Mars in the eighth, Saturn in the fourth. It's like if you just are willing to deal with your traumas and your past hurts and disappointments and process any feeling of unworthiness and just know that you deserve the good things that life has to offer and you just take a line of action, you're gonna see yourself impressing yourself plus inspiring a shit ton of people. And they're telling me, slow down, Mark, slow down. Remind these people that they're kings and queens. And what does that mean? That means you're sovereign and supreme. And what does sovereignty mean? Sovereignty means freedom from external control. And what that means is you rule your own damn kingdom. And the real trick to that, Sagittarius, is you don't try to rule other people's kingdoms. And I know that Sag is a very big energy and it's really great to share. And you can also feel larger than life or like you got a lot of things figured out. And frankly, you might. Frankly, you probably do. But at the end of the day, don't try to rule someone else's kingdom because you hate when people do that shit to you. What do you think, bro? Because they told me like that's the mic drop right there. That's
That's my
that's
trouble.
my
Yeah.
spiel. No cards needed.
No cards needed. Yeah, that's pretty spot on with Sagittarius. I feel like,
Thanks, bro.
yeah, of course, bro. Oh yeah, that night house. Whew. Um, some of you, I don't know what I'm feeling is like some of you might need to go back to school. And some of you that might be
Mhm.
literally, some of you that might be like,
Like a metaphor.
yeah, learn something new.
Hmm. I mean, I would assume for a lot of people it's both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Definitely.
I hear answer the call of the high priestess.
Yeah.
And again, that's a symbol and a metaphor, but y'all know real high priestesses live in this world and they have a lot to say, a lot to teach for those that come with integrity and, earnest desire to learn.
Yeah. And what I'm
Shout out to
getting,
Temple of Witchcraft. I'm sorry to cut you off, but templeofwitchcraft.org if you want to meet a high priestess. Templeofwitchcraft.org. Sorry,
yeah.
go ahead. But I
You're
needed
all,
to
you're
say
all,
that.
hey, bro.
Spirit was like, let them know where to find one, give them the resources. There you go.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. But yeah, Sagittarius, I was also hearing for you guys, don't be afraid to be seen, is what I'm hearing just now. I feel like you guys are releasing your fear of being seen. I feel like some of you have been in hermit for so long, you've gotten so used to being in a hermit to the point where
Mm.
it's like you kind of feel disconnected from the world because you're connected to yourself, but you feel, oh, but I'm also hearing Spirit say some of you Sagittariuses did not make the best use of your time in solitude. Um,
Ooh.
mm, yeah, I feel like some of you disconnected from yourself in solitude. So really like reevaluate what you're doing in solitude. Um, so I feel like some of you guys, I'm gonna call you Sagittariuses out, but some of you Sagittariuses have been overthinking under the guise of self-reflection. Some of you Sagittariuses um mistake self-reflection for overthinking and vice versa. Uh
Bro, I love your Aquarius ass. You are brutal with this shit, dude.
yeah,
You like no bullshit.
no bullshit.
You're like you
It's
think you're doing it, but you're shining lights in your own ass, dude. Like, what are you doing?
yeah. It's like, what are you? It's like you're not.
This doesn't
It's
make
like,
sense.
yeah. It's like that's what Spirit. I actually had this channel a good. It's like that's what Spirit was telling me a good while ago, and this was like well ahead of time before this video was, before the filming of this breakdown. But like some of you literally have confused overthinking with self-reflection, and for some of you Sagittarius, some of that self-reflection introspection has been more counterproductive than it has productive, very regressive more than it has been progressive in your own
Mhm.
life. And for some of you, some of that regression had to be necessary because I feel like this is like past life. For some of you, unconsciously may have been regressing into past lives with the reflecting and that you've been doing. So for some of you, that had to be necessary. But for some of you, it was unnecessary.
Hmm.
It was unnecessary. And it's held you back. And I feel like you guys are releasing, some of you Sagittarius are releasing like unhealthy ways of like overthinking and like reconnecting yourself to the world, making sure that you're making the best use of your solitude, making sure that you're not metaphorically speaking, spilling your seed
Yeah,
on
or literally, you know, because I see Venus up in the fifth too. Like, you know, are you doing too much? You know, a lot of babies get born with Venus in the fifth, but
yeah.
I know that was a metaphor, and I want to like really point everybody to the angular Uranus of this full moon, and just I think if I could just throw one word at the Sagittarius people, it'd be habits. You know, the things you do every day creates your life. Do your habits serve you, or do they hurt you? Something to think about. Yeah, I don't think I did not mean to cut you off, but I think they're cooked, King. So I think it's time for you to tell us what's up with Capricorn.
All right, Capricorn. I gotta rub my hands for this one. This is happening in your eighth house. This is going to be, I feel like Capricorn, this is shadow, and this is going to be really shadow integration because, eighth house is, that house for that. And it's one of the psychological houses. So, um, I feel like some of you guys are releasing old, old ways of old patterns of intimacy, old ways of relating to others in an intimate manner. I also feel like you guys are gonna be releasing some debts, whether that's literal or even like karmic debt or past life debt or um revisit. I'm also hearing for somebody specific that you might be hearing about some inheritance, because that is part of the eighth house of an inheritance. This might be a literal one, it might be financial, it might even be an ancestral or a spiritual inheritance, some new abilities that you might be coming into. So, Spirit's telling me to tell you guys to not be afraid of these new abilities. I mean, but for some of you Capricorns, Capricorn, you old soul ass. You guys are, you guys have been here for many lifetimes though. So these abilities might feel new to you, but they've actually been just dormant inside of you, and spirits allowing you to level up and unlock these abilities at this time because they're going to be needed for this next level. And I feel like shadow integration is going to be very important. It's important, Capricorn, it's very important to integrate your shadow as much as it is bringing it to light. You don't want to leave your shadow in the conscious for too long without integrating it, and it's just going to just go all over the place and disorganized and at I'm just going to brutally say it, you're just going to be consciously chaotic, if you don't integrate those shadows. So definitely shadow integrate those shadows as much as you can, as deeply as you can. And this is about accessing your depth too. This is releasing a lot of emotional weight too, a lot of emotional depth, in a creative manner. This shadow integration has to do with your creative expressions, and you guys have Leo in the eighth house, so this is also releasing father wounds as well. So yeah, yeah, spirit's telling me you guys are cooked. So
Yeah, and that's I see it all, King. So that's a thanks for doing the heavy lifting on that one because that's really the depths of it. If I could add, I would say you Capricorns are going to get some money. I mean,
yeah,
but what's new? You know that you're a Capricorn, and I really feel like with Uranus being that focus of the lunation, it's like trusting your unique impulses is going to really bring you some great gains. But you have to do that inner work. You have to be willing to confront yourself and step into your power. And I feel like boundaries are going to be super key for you with Mars in the seventh. Not everybody can eat at your table because frankly, some of them want to eat off your plate. And that's not cool. And they just want to take and take and take. And there's energy vampires. And you got to tell them fuck off, block them. And it's like sometimes you block them and they keep popping up. So you got to tell them to fuck off disrespectfully with Saturn in your third. Tell them absolutely not. Don't be afraid to send some choice words their way and
Yeah, and
go off, go off, go off, go off.
mhm. And also to add to that, Capricorns, like when it comes to like, who you allow at your table, like some of those motherfuckers, they don't even deserve a table, let alone some of them don't even deserve a seat to sit on. They gotta stand on their ass. They gotta work to sit down. They
Straight
gotta,
up. Oh Lord. Yeah, that's the truth. And I'm
yeah.
also getting there's an energy of them needing to be gentle with themselves because with this Uranus in the fifth, this is about, your true core. There's so much energy going through you. I see Venus in the fourth. You're gonna need to be tender and compassionate and sweet to yourself. And, Capricorn is cold and hard and, tough. And you're gonna have to really like knock down your own walls from within in order to feel safe and secure enough to really let yourself show. In the eighth house, this is one of the hardest places for the moon to be, frankly. So, if you're willing to confront the darkness within and take care of your psychology, you'll hear your soul speak so loud to you and tell you exactly what it is you need. And that's going to go right to that fifth house, Uranus. You just have to trust yourself in this one. This is beautiful. It's like, are you comfortable in your own power? I think is the question for the Capricorn. It's crazy because I'm getting like, I love being me because I have a million more questions than answers. And I feel like I'm getting all the right questions for these people. These could be good journaling prompts for the people. But if you're a Capricorn rising or sun or moon, or you got that strong Saturn or that 10th house, the question is, are you comfortable in your power when it comes to this Leo eighth house? And are you comfortable with your investments? And are you comfortable with those that you've created bonds with? And I just see a lot of things getting cut off with Mars in the seventh, to create balance, whether that's people, places, things, habits, indulgences, circumstances, situations, just saying no more often, Capricorn, so you can actually say yes to the things that you want to experience. And I see indulging in love being a really big thing with Venus in the fourth and just enjoying your home life and having a great time, like really enjoying who you are. When I say home, that's a metaphor of like your inner world, but also that's literally like talking about, do you like your house? Some of you guys are going to have to buy some art, decorate your apartment or your house, or like some of you big ball in Capricorns are going to be like, I need to get a fountain installed in my front yard, I need the koi pond or whatever, because there's like he said inheritance, but I get there's going to be a lot of money coming your way, Capricorn, as long as you have a space to receive it and you put in that work, like you're gonna have so much food at the table, you're gonna have to donate the rest of it. It's gonna be awesome. And that's gonna add meaning to your life. Jupiter in the sixth, like philanthropy is really a big thing I'm seeing for a lot of you guys as far as your vision is concerned. Like you want to leave a big mark on the world and really make this a better place than you received it. Okay. And they're telling me, go get that Aquarius now. So let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. And Aquarius, of course, is going to have this in the seventh house? Yeah. So let me move the clock just a little bit. There it goes. Yeah. So we've got Leo in the seventh, and that's really beautiful because, the question for the Aquarius rising people, are you fulfilled with your relationships? And, it kind of sits on the same polarity as Leo, right? So are you fulfilled with yourself? Are you happy with who you are? This is also another self-reflection, month for you guys with the Aquarius rising. Do you like your friends is the question.
Yeah.
You don't, you may need new friends. And I've heard it said this way. This is an even more brutal question. Would you be proud of your children to turn out like your friends? If the
Mhm.
answer is no, you need new friends, frankly. And I see you guys focused on work with Mars in the sixth, and I see the sun in the first, with you just glowing up, basically.
Yeah.
We love that. And, be okay with being a little bit selfish, Aquarius, because this is your time to shine with the sun in your sign. And, don't be a tyrant. Don't be like uncompromising, but just remember it's your life. And if you're not happy, damn near nobody's going to be happy, right? So you got to take care of you, fam. And, just take this time to remove fears and insecurities because that's what's speaking louder to me about, Leo being the heart space. And this is just about you opening your heart, listening to yourself, listening to your soul, and just thinking about why aren't you happy? Like, why are you not happy, fam? Like, I hate to ask these brutal questions, but at the same time, this is the fastest way for me to convey the knowledge to you is like, this moon wants you to be fulfilled with yourself and your personal life. So why are you not happy? What issues do you take? And I think, we got a debilitated Mars and a debilitated Venus. So I mean, you're gonna have to just fill in the blank because truly the question contains the answer, and that's the question you got to ask. But if I could even get more detailed to this, it'd just be like, are you happy with your job? Are you happy with the service you're doing with Mars in the sixth? Who do you think you are? Venus in the third. Is your self-image on point? Are you are you speaking love and life into yourself? Are you receiving love? Do you feel beautiful? Also, Saturn in the second is saying like, how's your money? Are you feeling broke? Are you saving your money? Are you investing it? Are you indebted to others, or is it bad habits fucking up your life force? Like, what is it, and just do everything in your power, Pluto in the first, to change the person you are to become a more evolved and powerful version. Like, and Uranus in the third, or not Uranus, I'm getting Chiron in the third's energy has some of you guys kind of feeling like you're going through a mental health crisis, because there's so much mental energy. You guys absolutely have to breathe a little deeper. um, I hate telling people what to do, fam, but like it's really coming through me to tell the Aquarius rising or any Aquarius people to meditate frequently, do it every day. And I'm not talking like, because this grinds my gears when people say I meditate all day. It's like, no, you don't. You were at work all day. You were driving, you doing this. Is like, dude, when I say meditation, what I mean, and there's many types of meditation, by the way, but what I literally mean when I say meditate is sit down and shut up. Take your energy and focus away from the external world and put it on the internal world. And in the moment, a lot of us do this. We got to confront our anxiety. We got to confront the rough emotions. And this is kind of like Uranus in the fourth for y'all right now. That storm in the inside. And because we don't want to feel it, we back off of it and we say, I can't do it. And the facts are, you can do it. You just choose not to because it made you uncomfortable for a second. So you're gonna have to embrace discomfort, Aquarius, at least for a little bit, and just recognize the only way out of your emotions is through them. You're not gonna find escape from your emotions. You have to integrate your emotions and, take your time and breathe a little deeper and open your heart. And frankly, that's the message of this full moon for you guys with Uranus in the fourth. Like, I don't know if everybody's watching the video all the way through. I assume a lot of people go for the timestamps, but like pay attention to Uranus square the full moon because this is the energy we have to lean on to really integrate this full moon's energy. For you to be fulfilled with your life and people in your life, you have to keep the heart open, even if it hurts. You're gonna have to free your emotions. You're gonna have to stop suppressing things. You're gonna have to stop smoking and drinking and numbing yourself. And you'll have to kill off the addictions and stop arguing with yourself and just listen to your higher self. And like I'm getting also, because this kind of came up with the Capricorn for a sec too, both the Saturn signs, you have to be kind to yourself and gentle with yourself because emotions are hard enough without resisting them. You adding resistance to emotions, that's making it difficult. And then for some that are suffering genuinely, stop adding insult to injury. Quit kicking yourself while you're down. Like, let yourself feel and quit thinking there's something wrong with you because you hurt. Life can be painful, growth can be painful. And quite frankly, I'm seeing these Aquarius people growing at such a rate. It'd be weird if they weren't hurt, at least somewhat. And this hurts me to say, but like I see there's a loneliness inside of these Aquarius people, that kind of comes from their family or their sense of community with this fourth house Uranus is like kind of just feeling spaced out in the world, so you're gonna have to go within yourself to hold space for yourself. And then make sure you spend time around people that actually understand you and let your emotions be a guide. Like frankly, your Aquarius people, they really are more reasoning individuals. So you really are led by the mind, which is cool, but let your heart also do some talking and do some listening to it as well. And like, please stop spending time around people that make you feel like shit, is what I'm getting. I don't give a damn if it's your mom or dad. Stop spending time with people that make you feel like shit. I don't even speak to my mom. We don't speak. If I ever see her at an event, I'm not saying a word to her because she's lost her chance. Like my heart goes out to everybody who feels, the pain in their family. It's like, but hey, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I just wanted y'all, and I don't need sympathy for that as well, but I just wanted people to know, like, if you're going through this shit with Uranus fucking up your fourth house, like, you are not alone. You're definitely not alone. And your own family, and there's a fuck ton of people in the world that understands you. So it's like, just let your heart be free, is really what I gotta say. So if you got anything to add for that, Christian, that's my
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. And with that Uranus in the fourth house, it's like switching up how you view family. You know, your family, your chosen family. You don't have it doesn't you don't have to stick to the tradition of your blood family or whatever, you know. Um,
Yeah, family is not always relatives, and
and,
relatives are not always family.
and you know, some of these in Aquarius, some of these things are self-imposed too. You know, so definitely I feel like some of you Aquariuses feel disorganized. You don't know what to say, especially with that Chiron third energy. It's like you don't know what to say, you don't know what to um and it's like the
Right?
thing that
Because
I'm
some people aren't listening too, which is awful.
yeah, you
Like
don't
you can
feel
say everything the truth and just people not hearing it. Chiron in the third. Sorry to jump in, but yeah.
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
And that's
And
ironically the same energy as like people might just be interrupting you and shit. Like, God damn.
yeah. And with that Venus in the third house, it's like speak love and kindness into yourself, you know, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't speak to my like I don't need sympathy for either, but I don't speak to my mom at all. I haven't seen her in almost 2 years in person, and I haven't really spoke to her much. I kind of unblocked her off of everything as a test run to see where kind of gauge where she's at. But but if I see her crash out, then I'm like, oh, back to being flawed. And don't be afraid to assert boundaries on your family members with that Uranus in the fourth house. Definitely, like if you have to cut off a family member, as scary as that is, cut them the fuck off. It doesn't matter, how. It doesn't matter, if they provided for you material. For some of you Aquarius, they may have provided for you materialistically and provided your basic needs, but you may have not have been emotionally nurtured. And I feel like with that Uranus fourth house, there's a lot of instability being highlighted with your inner world, with your emotional world. I'm also hearing some of you may have had to move a lot when you were growing up and younger. Um, so definitely like don't separate your Aquarius, you're not separate from the collective. Stop separating yourself from the collective and don't feel entitled because you're ahead of your time, Aquarius. Just because you're ahead of your time does not mean you are disconnected or that you should be disconnected from the collective and the people around you. You are and remember that you're here to lead too, especially with that seventh house, you're meant to be a leader in your one-on-one relationships. Um and also for Aquarius, like, with that seventh house, like creative, doing some creating a business out of something that you love to do, out of something creative, so I feel like this would be probably be a good time to if I feel like I'm speaking to an Aquarius that has like a business, like creatively investing in your business or adding something creative into it, a creative spark into it, however. And yeah, Yeah, Spirit's telling me they're cooked. They're cooked on
They're
my end.
definitely cooked. Yeah. And I appreciate the insight, King.
Yeah, of course.
So you know who comes next.
Yes, Pisces. This is happening in your sixth house, and your health is being highlighted. So this is, I feel like for some of you Pisces, you have Saturn there too in the sixth. So I feel like there's a lot of your health issues may simply just come from the fact that you're not feeling your fucking emotions. You're hoarding them, you're holding them in to the point where it's creating a pressure cooker inside of your body, and it might be manifesting as like physical ailments or sickness, or as a way for your body to get your attention and say, hey, I need, like, your emotions need to be tended to. So that's what I'm picking up on for you guys, Pisces, with especially with that sixth house being highlighted. Um, and I feel like some of that emotional release is gonna help with your health too. Integrating spirits, like, don't be so dull, you
Mm.
know.
Telling them to
With,
be sharper.
yeah. Mhm.
Mm.
Yeah,
Wow.
Spirit saying, yeah, as soon as you said that, Spirit said, sharpen your pencil.
That's funny. Oh, for real.
Sharpen your pencil.
That's too good.
Yeah, it's like sharpen your pencil, Pisces. I'm hearing iron sharpens iron too. So don't surround yourself with people who are gonna build you. But that
Mm.
ultimately starts with you. You have to build you first, and then and especially with your inner world, and then your external world will start to reflect that, and you'll have people who, and of course, Pisces, you're a diamond in the rough. You are. I felt led to say that as Mark was drawing those I saw those diamond shapes. And I literally got that message. And
Mhm.
also, like, Pisces, like, you're the creator of your own reality. This is like, I'm literally looking at those diamonds, and I'm literally getting messages. It's like The
I'm glad
Sims,
they're
bro.
hitting.
It's like The Sims. Like, you
It
literally,
does. Yeah.
yeah. Like, you literally are the creator of your own reality, Pisces. Stop being a victim to your self-imposed reality. Oh, oh,
You created this shit. Why are you complaining?
yeah, yeah,
Quit bitching
yeah,
about the world you invented.
yeah. It's like spirits like lessen the complaining just now. So, like,
You gonna put up
it's,
or you gonna shut up?
yeah, put up or shut up. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're cooked. Just,
Okay. That was
just
easy, and I'll chime in.
yeah.
Um, the question with the moon in the sixth house is, are you fulfilled with your work? Are you happy doing what you're doing? And like he said, Christian was talking about the health. That's almost the most important work it is the most important work, frankly, when it comes to the sixth house of your obligations. And, you know, it's easy to complain when you don't feel good, right? So you guys got to stop doing the shit that makes you feel fucking terrible, frankly. So it's like you said they were cooked. Nah, bro, you had the oven on 250. Let's put it on broil for a second,
Shut
bitch.
up, bro.
They haven't even sharpened the pencil yet, bro. It's like y'all, oh god damn. It's like these Pisces people, they think they're intuitive and they think the vibes are off, but meanwhile, you're malnourished. You've been eating fucking vape for breakfast. You got three coffees in you. You haven't eaten a fucking vegetable in weeks. You're sad. You're addicted to drugs and you're addicted to hatred. You have arguments on Facebook the moment you wake up. Why do you feel like you're not happy? Your habits are
Mm.
absolutely fucked up. And that's why your life sucks. It's everything about how you choose to live it. And nobody's going to save you or pity you for the shit you create unless you find miserable people to have company with. And frankly, you need to surround yourself with leaders and you need to step up and be a leader with the 12th house, sun,
Yeah.
Aquarius energy in your 12th, Pluto in the 12th, Mercury in the 12th. It's like your life, Pisces, is about self-sacrifice. But that doesn't mean you can't be a leader. You can help the whole world while you get helped. Go chase your dreams, create the life you want. And these energies, I will say, in the collective are kind of fucked up lately. So it's like it's easy to feel like life is too much to handle, but you got to just do everything in your power to make sure you have a life that you're okay with, have a life that you don't want to escape from. And like I see with Mars in the fifth, asserting your personal boundaries, especially Saturn in the first, this is really going to be key. It's going to be crucial. And damn it, quit choosing to be weak. I hate
Mm.
to say this because some people need me. I don't want to say just me, but like, they say a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. And it's like, I know when people come at me sideways, I don't even want to hear it because it's like, even if it's good advice, like if you're being mean to me, I almost have no need to respect you or listen to you? But it's like if strength is a choice and weakness is a choice, which one would you pick? Which one is more empowering? It's obviously fucking strength. So it's like, what do you do every day? Are you getting better or worse? You got to pick one. It can't be both. You got to put your habits under a magnifying glass with the full moon in the sixth and just make it make sense, fam. And quit over investing in your detriment and quit trying to negotiate your betterment. Because, like, I mean, and the thing is, like, if you're watching this video, you're ready to be cooked. It's the full moon in Leo. So you're like, just tell me what I need to hear so I can get better. Okay, short, sweet, simple. All your problems are your fucking fault, and that's just the end of it.
Yeah.
Saturn in the first house, self-created limitations. You got Uranus in the third. So it's like, it's okay to be not okay, to have a crisis in the mind. And I think a big part of this Uranus in the third is like, y'all got to get rid of your motherfucking distractions, man. You got to guard your focus a little bit better. And you need to deal with your anxiety in a healthy way. Stop drinking, stop smoking, stop fucking it away, and just like literally be sober and celibate and still for a fucking minute. And you're going to realize like you're in the driver's seat, you're in the pilot seat, and you're driving at warp speed, fam. And this shit is Star Wars, and you're like Han Solo or like Cool Hand Luke. That's a different movie, but like you got all the magic inside of you. You got the Force inside of you, fam. And the North Node and Saturn and your Neptune in the first, it's like, gang, Pisces, this energy right now is about you having your dreams come true. So it's like, as long as you don't find yourself in a pattern of self-pity and self-sabotage, what you do is going to support your luck and blessings. In other words, just leave the bullshit alone. And I really feel called to say, because Spirit's helping me with this, because like I'm speaking from my heart, but I gotta let Spirit help me. And that's also a message for y'all to let Spirit help you. But you don't have enemies, Pisces. That's the thing that you got to understand with this sixth house and 12th house polarity right now. It's like if your heart's pure, if you're trying your best, nobody hates you for a good reason. Nobody hates you for any reason. You might even have people that project anger at you, people that want to fight you in the physical or the mental plane, but it's just like if your intent is pure, let them hate, let them say whatever they're going to do, and just recognize if you're here right now, you're protected by the universe. You're safe. Take self-defense classes. Learn how to work with energies. Learn how to protect yourself so you don't worry so goddamn much about this world and the dangers within it. Just be dangerous. Have fun. And
Yeah.
let your strength protect people, okay?
Yeah. And to add on to that, Pisces, you guys confuse your intuition with anticipatory anxiety.
Oh, damn. Oh, Lord. It's funny you spoke on the intuition because I was seeing Jupiter in the fourth house, which
Mm.
is awesome. And it's like your intuition is on point. It's one of the best gifts you have, but don't be overthinking it. And you got to do that shadow work enough so you're not just like letting your inner world project fear into your future, like Chris
And
was saying.
yeah, and also don't overindulge in your intuition to where you're not taking any because Jupiter in the fourth, as beautiful as that is, and it's like very intuitive, very expansive with your intuition. It could also be like over you like some of you Pisces might overindulge in your intuition and like excess of intuition to where it's not deliberated or it's not um you know delegated out correctly or doesn't even it's not projected out correctly so
Like
you
there's a
might
lack of reasoning, too much
yeah
emotion. And I
mm,
heard the it flew through my head. It said like make the damn website. Like
mm.
make the damn website. You got all this knowledge, like third house Uranus. Just make the website, fam. It's like, what are you waiting for? It's like, oh, I don't know how to make a website. Google, YouTube, Sharpen your pencil, fam. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Don't let your dreams just be dreams. And you won't do it because you're scared, frankly. You won't do it because you hate yourself. You won't do it because you don't feel worthy. And I'm just gonna put it at that, fam. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Prove me right or prove me wrong. I don't give a damn. I want to see y'all succeed, but not any more than you want to. All right.
And the Pisces, I was also getting the message of like stop emotionally coddling other people. That's
Mm.
you're not responsible for other people's emotions. Stop taking on emotion.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be a sponge or like a dumpster, like, or a
Dump.
dumpster sponge.
Yeah.
I mean,
Dump.
unless you really want to be that, but like, damn.
All
So
right,
they
let's
Spirit told me, yes, they're cooked, and whisper next time you say all that shit to them. Because it's like I feel like I came out with the gloves off because like I unlocked something in my brain right there where it's like one thing, this is the thing. Um, I mean what I say from the bottom of my fucking heart, but I also know something about Mars in the fifth. It's like that's the fighter in you. You have to be challenged or else you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna repeat it and I'm gonna say it slow because they told me to say it slow. You know what to do to make your dreams come true, but you don't because you don't want to do it. You hate yourself, you're afraid, and you don't feel worthy of the good things in life. And that's your problem. And you're not going to do it because you just don't care.
yeah. Stop projecting your self-hate onto other people, Aries. Or not Aries. Oh, I didn't mean to say Aries, but oh.
Oop,
that's
that might be.
that's actually what's next. Aries is next.
All right, so let's get to it. So
That was
Aries is going to have this in the fifth house, of course.
yeah.
So let's get to it. We got Aries. I got to back this up, Terry. So we got the full moon in the fifth house. And of course, that's going to put the sun in the 11th house. And of course, that's going to put Uranus in the second house. So this is really cool. And you know, Aries are lit. These are the most raw people in the world. And the question for the Aries rising people in this full moon cycle is, do you like yourself? Are you happy being you?
You.
And if you aren't, change the way you are or change the way you see yourself or change the people you're around, change the environment. Don't be afraid to go on a new path, is really what this is talking about. So let's circle these up. The yellow full moon, yellow sun, boom. And Uranus is in the second house. Whoops, I need the line. And this is telling you to focus on your money and abide by your values. Like integrity is really the key for the Aries rising right now because when it comes to that question, do you actually like yourself? Remember that money only solves money problems. At the end of the day, you have to have peace. You got to have like inner resources. Are you investing in yourself, Aries rising? And it's the same thing again, because it's like we got an abundance of Pisces energy and no shade to the Pisces whatsoever, because we all have Pisces energy in our chart. But don't let your dreams just be dreams. Invest in your future, invest in yourself. Quit investing in things that do you harm. Boom, boom. And we got Mars in the fourth house, Saturn in the 12th. I see for the Aries rising, this chapter, like this lunation cycle, it's heavy about the inner work. Mars and Saturn in your water houses and the water signs on top of that, fam. And Venus is in your first house. And like, man, this is really about time for you to turn it up and ask yourself, how much do I love myself? It's not a binary. It's not do I love myself or not. The question is, how much do I love myself? Prove it. Prove it through your actions. Be about it. Don't just say you're about it. Be about it. Take definitive action. And I'm getting it's also given put up or shut up. You can't let comfort be the killer of your growth with Mars in the fourth house. You need to be able to love yourself and empathize with yourself, aka feel your feelings. But sometimes you have to say, man, fuck my own feelings, man. Like, I'm not about to let the weak, scared part of me run my destiny. It's not fit to do that. I'm going to let the boss take hold of the controller, and the little baby the little baby in me, my inner child, can sit in the back seat and I'll drive the boat. And you let me know where you want to go and if you want to stop for ice cream. But I'm going to drive this shit. I'm going to make sure that we actually got our hands on 10 and 2 and we get where we're supposed to go. Okay. And this is beautiful. I love Aries rising people. They're so lit. And it's the natural congruence of the signs in the houses, like one for one, two for two, three for three, etc. Like Pisces in your 12th house lit up with Saturn, Neptune, North Node. Literally, there's never been a clearer message for you to chase your dreams. And frankly, the dream revolves around making the world a better place. This is about a unique contribution to life. And I see with the South Node in your sixth, this is like kind of stepping away from the busyness and the hustle and the bustle and taking your time to really go where your spirit leads you. And I feel like a lot of the people with the Aries rising have a spiritual calling right now. And it's wild, fam, because I need to take in it, bro. I had a flash in my mind as I said this. I have to take you guys back to the Industrial Revolution to really understand how this energy is affecting us right now. Is that this world has been programmed by capitalism and hyper-industrial economic standards, and the emphasis on productivity is so overinflated it doesn't even make any sense. Like, think about where we're going with your Aquarius energy, Pluto. AI revolution, technology revolution, the need for labor is being reduced and minimized as it should. So I see a lot of the Aries people right now having this calling to step into a more eclectic and spiritual path, but you think there's no money in there? Like, what are you talking about? Of course there's money in there. People want connection, people want guidance, people want clarity. And it's like, just because you can't put it in a fucking bottle and put a label on it, it doesn't sell. What are you talking about? It's not valuable. What are you talking about? I mean, and frankly, some of you witches are making bags of money selling blessed oils and tinctures and stuff too. So it's like the limits really are in your mind. And you just got to understand that by like grounding yourself in your body, which is Taurus in the second house, finding stability in your own mind, trusting your impulses, like you're going to get some money. You're going to change the world. You're going to follow your calling. And I think, this again, it just reigns so loud for me because it's Aries, like Jupiter in the third and its afflicted house and sign is just saying, you have to find stillness yet again because there's so many directions. You can be lost. You can be a jack of all trades, master of none. You can major in minor things and nobody gets served at that point. So take the time to really write these goals and maybe even like cross out 10 of them, try to prioritize what's the most important ones, then sequence them, which comes first, and then execute. And you're going to find yourself on the fast track. And I'm getting forgive your mom too energy. Mars in the fourth house. Yeah, forgive your mom. She doesn't know what the hell she's doing. If you go backwards in time, our ancestors have always been stupider and slower since the dawn of time. So that's unfortunate, but that's also a good sign in itself. It is fortunate to let you know we're moving forward. So forgive your mom, forgive yourself, focus on gratitude and forgiveness, and forgive for you. Don't forgive for them or for me, forgive for you. Okay. And like please, for the love of God, with the moon in the fifth house, ask yourself what would make me the happiest? And like, hey, please be willing to ask this question because I'm telling you guys, words are spells, and this is so crazy. But the moment a question is formed, the answer exists. So when you ask the right question, it's actually a cheat code. Why am I not happy right now? That's the question you need to answer. I really recommend y'all journal about this. Why am I not happy right now? And literally just let it flow through your mind. That's the cheat code. You're going to defragment your disk and get rid of all the glitches. Take your own advice after that point, okay? That's what I got for Aries. I think y'all are cooked, but let's let Christian say what he sees.
Okay, yeah. So Aries, you guys need to stop investing in your past. Stop investing in your past to the point where your future is basically just creating the same patterns that you've had before. It's like perpetually recreating your past.
Mhm.
And definitely release those old, stop over identifying with your past too. You know, um,
Mhm.
your past is not your future unless you allow it to be, Aries. And
It's only going to be your future if you live there, you
yeah,
know.
right,
And you can't
right.
go anywhere in life driving, with a rear view mirror. You're gonna crash out.
And yeah, and Aries, it's like get with the program or get left behind.
Hmm.
That's what I'm like. It's like get with the times or get left behind. It's like uh and yeah, I'm definitely feeling that for forgive your mother. It's an ancestral release, especially with Mars near that ice near the IC. Um definitely forgive your ancestors, forgive your mother. Um because they were not not the sharpest back then, but you are the sign. You are your oh gosh, with Mars in the fourth house, Aries, you guys, you are your ancestors' answered prayer. And
Wow.
quite frankly, like and for some of you that even goes for your mom too. Like you're your mother's answered prayer. Like every family member that came before you, like you're quite literally their answered prayer. And I'm hearing something about like having a renewed sense of purpose too.
Hmm.
Uh, yeah. And what else? Aries, you guys need to dream bigger too. Like I feel like that's what's keeping some of you unfulfilled is the fact that you're not dreaming bigger or the fact that you're stop playing small. Stop playing small.
That's real Jupiter third house. Think bigger,
Yeah.
dream bigger.
Yeah, dream bigger. Yeah.
I felt called also to tell these people that, you are a creative being. Do with that information what you will.
Yeah.
You think that cooks it? Think that's it?
Let me
There's always more.
yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Okay, bet. So this is all you, King.
All
The
right.
Taurus.
Taurus, this is in your fourth house, and this is near your. When I was already getting some messages, but
Beautiful.
this ancestral. This is an ancestral release. Taurus, you guys are carrying a lot of emotions from your ancestors, and some of these emotions are not even you. They're basically unfelt emotions that your ancestors took to their own graves, and it's been passed on from generation to generation until it reached to you, and you are the one until it's fully felt by someone, and you're the one to fully feel those emotions. So understand that these emotions that you're going to be releasing over these next few weeks, they're not from you per se. They're unfelt emotions from your ancestors. And you're meant to fully feel those out and definitely give yourself grace and compassion and definitely call on your ancestors. You're not meant to fully feel it alone. Call on your ancestors to help you release those emotions. Um, there's not necessarily any, you know, feel your emotions for the sake of feeling your emotions. Don't attach a story behind why you're feeling the way you're feeling. Sometimes that can actually get into the way of releasing your emotions. So don't put a label to why you're feeling the way you're feeling and just actually, feel for the sake of feeling, Taurus. So I'm also hearing allow yourself to live the good life, you know don't withhold things from yourself. I feel like some of you Tauruses have too much self-control, especially as a fucking Taurus. Like, bro, come on. Like, I feel like with that Leo fourth house, it's like some of you guys like need to like be creative with your home, whether it's with your inner world or even like with your actual home. Like decorate your home as a way of like releasing. I'm also getting for some of you Tauruses to like decorate your home with some family photos of like ancestors. Even I feel like that's an ancestral invocation, like decorating your house with family photos. um I feel like that'd be a good way to honor. Some of you need to get an altar um for your dedicated to your ancestors, Taurus. Uh Something about making your voice sweet, speaking
Hmm.
sweetness. yourself toward. Um,
Mm.
yeah, but I'm gonna let Mark cook the rest of it because I think I'm.
Yeah, sounds good. I like it. And the question is, are you happy at home? Are you happy with your past? Are you fulfilled inside? The beautiful thing is the moon in the fourth. Like that's where the moon likes to be. The moon is home. So this is very natural. And this can go deep. It is about the past. So you have to be gentle with yourself depending on what karma you're processing, what kind of things you carry over from your ancestors. And if you have that connection, you do, by the way. But if you indulge in that connection in spirit, if you allow it, you'll have help because with Mars and Cancer, I don't know how your family life is. Some people have a happy family and relatives. Some people don't have any relatives, but the bottom line is we all have ancestors in spirit. So it's going to be great to really call on them and really understand your purpose in that regard. And the good life is health, wealth, love, and happiness, Taurus. So really, when it comes to the sun in your 10th, it's like you just have to go after everything you desire and everything you feel worth is aspiring for. What would make you happy is really the question. And you got to ask that from the heart and let that come through. And then this is the same as it's similar to what I had to say to Aries, but like Taurus, you genuinely need to remember like questions create answers. Answers are attached to the questions and words are spells. So when you ask the right question, it's a cheat code. You really just need to ask yourself, why am I not happy? And then be willing to take your own advice seriously, because I don't know what's going to make you feel fulfilled. But if you ask that question, you'll have direction. And I
Yeah,
also look at this Uranus in the first, like squaring up with the moon and the sun and just saying, don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid to take on a whole new life or start anew. And don't be afraid to contradict yourself as well. You know, I've heard some say if you're not contradicting yourself, you're not even growing. So surprise people, surprise yourself, pop out and show them, and step it up. You're gonna have to help me with that, bro. You know that song? What is it? Not Like Us.
yeah.
I don't got the past, so you gotta
Oh, oh
you gotta
God.
pop out and show them.
Okay, fine. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show the niggas.
Straight up, dude. You gotta, you gotta do it, fam. Taurus, just do it for the fuck of it, man. Like have a great time. And I like the 12th house Venus. I think this is a very blessed time for the Taurus people. You got Jupiter blessing the second house too, which is very Taurus. Like if you just take the time to receive Taurus, like you're going to be having a great time. Like the universe loves you more than you could even fathom. And that's not an insult to your intelligence whatsoever. It's just the fact that the love is infinite and you're in a finite being. So like you better get an abundance, fam. Please don't stop yourself.
And Taurus, make sure you're asking the right questions to yourself too.
Hmm. And I also felt in my heart is like thank your mom for life too. You know,
Mm,
make sure we're thanking our mothers too. I mean, and it's like, I don't know if you guys watched this all the way through, but like me and Christian, we clearly got our own mom issues, but it's like you got to thank them for life, at
yeah,
least.
at
You got to be
least, yeah.
thankful for the traumas and stuff. But like, I mean, and some would say it helps to be thankful for all the learning and the lessons, but be thankful for your life because it is a gift. That's what I understand it to mean when they say honor your father and mother. Oh shit, is it my turn?
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Gemini.
damn. Okay. Right on. So we're going to go to Gemini now. And Gemini has the full moon in the third house. And that's beautiful because Gemini is the third sign. So, really, when it comes to being a Gemini rising, the question becomes, are you happy in your immediate environment? Or do you need to move? Or do you need to maybe like, when I say move, that could mean get a whole new environment, or that could mean just like take a different way to work. That could mean clean your damn room because you feel suffocated. It could mean move all the furniture around in your house. It could mean change things up, get some variety in your life. And this could also be, are you happy with the way you express yourself and communicate? Do you feel heard? Do you feel seen? Be brave enough to speak up, talk your shit, and let people know I exist and you're going to hear me. You might not like to hear, you might want to scroll if you don't like this, but I'm going to tell you what I think. And I see Uranus being the focal point. It's squared up with the sun and the moon. So, are you speaking to the collective? Because that's what needs to happen. You need to talk to the void and also listen to the void too. All right. And I feel like travel is significant for the Gemini risings too. It's like, you have to make sure you're investing in the right knowledge and, traveling mentally, but also some of you guys may be right time to book a plane or a bus ticket or, call off work or go go to a different city, go to a different country, go do something fun. You know, I also see for some, based on what I'm saying already, there's going to be a need to step up into a teacher role with the sun of the ninth and getting yourself out there, letting people know what knowledge you have, compile. And this also, look at the 10th house for you guys, lit up with Saturn and Neptune and the North Node. It's like your career is going to be a big focus right here. Like, do you have the right knowledge? Are you advancing in your career? So go off and have fun. And I'm also getting for the Gemini people, like with the moon and Leo in the third, is like, is your mind playful enough? Is your mind silly enough? Or is it just too serious? And we do got to lock in, but you also got to play at the same time. And I love having Mars in the second in this chart in Cancer, because what I'm really getting for you guys more than anything is like, if you just trust your instincts at this time, fam, you're going to find a lot of joy. Don't feed the fear too much, but like trust your instincts because they're leading you towards survival and material gain and therefore abundance. So like the question really becomes, it's Uranus in the 12th, truly. It's like, can you picture, because the 12th is dreams, it's like vision. Can you actually see a life that you want to live? Can you see your dreams before they manifest? Can you feel them in your body right now? Like if you don't have a vision in life, you're aimless. And that's the truth. That's really the bottom line, gang. So it's like you got Saturn pressure in the 10th leading you towards a level up. You got the Mars pressure in the second saying, I wanna be safe and secure. So it's like what I'm getting is you Gemini people, you can find a great amount of joy just moving towards your goals in a very slow, steady, and stable and comfortable pace. So that's really beautiful. And really, all you got to do is just not be so afraid of learning and don't be afraid of being heard and don't be afraid to literally move and uproot your whole life and just say, I'm going to go take a spirit quest. I'm going to just take all my money and go to France with $40. It's like that's kind of what I'm getting. It's like, I would encourage people not to be reckless because again, if that Mars in your second, it's gonna say like, well, I probably want at least like some thousands or something or whatever. But for some of y'all, you're like, no, I'm going today because I can't afford to stay here. And what else? I mean, I'm trying to channel something. Do or do not, there's no try. This might be a riddle, I'm gonna say it, but it's like hear the beers and cheers and celebrate your success. I don't encourage people to drink, but moderation is key. I don't think there's a problem with having a drink, but I really am an advocate against addiction. But I'm getting this need to celebrate, and to do that in a healthy way. And forget being afraid, be brave. That's what I got for the Gemini rising people. Short, sweet, and simple. Like your goals are yours. Don't forget that. Like, don't be trying to impress other people besides yourself. As long as you know you're dope, the rest is bonus. Then go off and be the entertainer. But you got to be cool with you first. I think a lot of this has to do about self-talk, with the moon in the third. Do you talk to yourself in a positive way, or are you just getting on your own nerves? Like I'm getting the energy of shooting on yourself and resenting yourself for having all these ideas about who you think you need to be, and that getting in your way of true expression. And that's not fun. And this hurts, man, because now it's like as I'm saying this shit, I go deeper into this energy, and it's like I feel it in my heel. This hurts a lot, actually. It feels like I just stepped on something really sharp, but on my heel. And I'm getting like that's the Saturn in your 10th house of Pisces. Like some of you guys feel like you're still trying to be forgived by your dad or something to that effect. Still trying to earn approval from the outside world when you really need to be getting it from the inside world because you're already a functional member of society. you're already not causing trouble in the world at large. So it's like you only need your own approval, basically. So what you think, dog? Because that's what I got. Like that came out of nowhere at the very end.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Saturn in the 10th for sure.
yeah, dog. Gemini, really ask yourself, are you happy with your mental health? Are you happy with where you're at mentally? Are you in a good mental place? Or are you just in a mental rut? And actionable steps that you can take to get yourself out of that rut if you happen to be in one, you know? But Spirit's also saying do it in a fun manner, allow yourself to have fun. Are you happy with the way that you communicate? Are you and also Gemini, like clean your car out, you know? Um, are Gemini, are you listening to yourself? Do you feel heard by yourself? Are you hearing yourself? Are you ignoring your immediate mental needs? Are you ignoring your inner world? You know, I feel like this full moon is gonna, some of you guys need to take a self-care day and like really take, tend to the needs of your inner world, tend to your mind. Don't be afraid to learn something new. Um, for some of you, it's time to, I wrote down, it's time for you to teach what you preach. You've been preaching it for a long time. You've been preaching it in private, and now it's time for you to teach it in public.
Ooh.
And I'm getting like overcoming the fear of public speaking too, Gemini. So really using that third house to like release that fear of public speaking, and really affirming to yourself that people deserve it's like it's time for you to stop gatekeeping your knowledge from the world because obviously I'm not saying like don't cast pearls to swine, yes, but also don't gatekeep so much to where you're withholding knowledge that will empower people.
Mm,
Don't be greedy with your knowledge.
right. Yeah, don't hold back.
Yeah.
I love it, dude. I love it. Things are about to come full circle. So I think it's about time for Cancer.
That's the last one.
Yes, sir. Let me clean the chart up and let's move it forward.
I think we're doing good on time. It's
Yeah.
1:34 my time, 12:34, 1, 2, 3, 4 in your
One, two,
area.
three, four. Yeah. Divine timing.
Oh
Here we
yeah.
go.
All right, Cancer. Last but not certainly least, this is happening in your second house, and I'm already getting that this is like a financial culmination for you. Like the same with Capricorn. Um, are you happy with your finances? Are you in a good? Are you happy with your financial state? Do you feel like you need to make changes to your finances? Are you being willy-nilly with your money, or are you being too frugal with your money to the point where you're not even allowing to enjoy yourself? Yeah. um, those kinds of questions would be good to ask yourself and journal about. Are you being too frugal with your money? Are you being not disciplined enough with your money? And I feel like this is releasing fears over finances, that financial instability, or things of that nature. So I feel like for you guys, if you were to do a release ritual, I feel like these would be centered around finances. Are you happy with your values, the way that you value yourself, even?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I'm getting that some of you cancers are over identifying with money. That is a huge thing that I'm receiving from spirit right now. Uh, as Mark had mentioned earlier, like money will only solve money problems and it doesn't solve everything. So I feel like some of you cancers are over relying on money as a way to like emotionally bypass what's going on, or like money is not the end all be all. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yes, money will improve your life and will allow you to um, you know, alleviate some of it, but it won't alleviate everything. So, um, some of you Cancer, you can take a deep breath too. I keep taking deep breaths for certain signs. I'm like, Cancer, you're one of them. So take a deep breath, take time to breathe out, relax, rest. Um, you know, also laugh more because I just laughed just now. So like laugh more, Cancer. Using laughter as a way to release. Laughter is. I feel like some of you Cancers don't laugh enough. You guys are too serious. Um, you know, um, and also like making sure that you're investing in the right things, especially financially, or even when it comes to your what you value. Um, I'm channeling something else. Patience. I'm like I said, I was really thinking like, waiting is like,
That's the word.
yeah, like definitely practice patience. To Cancer. Don't rush yourself. Don't be so. Don't be financially impulsive. Uh, you know, uh,
The chart
and
feels kind of urgent though, with Mars in the first, and this is the second house of your needs.
your needs, yeah,
Are your needs being met?
your needs being met, yeah. There's a lot of seems to be a lot of things like above, like below the horizon too, but also like most most of these are above the horizon too. So it's like,
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, is your internal world being met with what it needs?
That's
And
I'm glad you saw that, King. And I just wanted to add, it's like because if there's so much above the horizon, this has these people pulled out into the world, and that means that what they really need is to focus on their needs
yeah,
more than anything. You know, now you live in the life you want to live. It's your choice. And I think you really hit it so deep when you were talking about, self-esteem, because the second house is not just your stuff and your money and your resources, but your intangible resources too. Like, how much do you trust yourself? How much do you love yourself? How much do you value yourself? And if you get so wrapped up in the external world, you'll start to think you are your stuff, be way over identified with money. It's a powerful chart for these people. And I really like to see, Mars in the first, pushing them forward. There's a new, fresh energy here. You got Pluto in the eighth, which is kind of scary, I will say. It's like it has this eerie undertone for some, but for those embracing their power, I feel like this is like your favorite roller coaster, basically. And I see Uranus in the 11th house, which is great. Jupiter in the 12th, which is great. If you can embrace a little bit of chaos and just employ some faith, like things are going to be really great for you, Cancer rising. And I know a lot of this has to do with the like, getting rid of debt, with that being the second and the eighth house, making sure you're getting paid, paying yourself, eating well, sleeping well, taking care of your needs. Like the real question I get more than any of that was just what do you need? Is the question to ask yourself and just take care of yourself. You're one of the best givers and providers, so just provide to you. It's a simple message, with the moon ruling your chart as a Cancer rising and this moon being in Leo, it just says nurture you, simply put. So I think that's the zodiac. You ready to go to the full breakdown?
oh yeah,
Okay, cool. Let's go to the regular chart. And here it is. The full moon in Leo. So we covered a lot of this, gang. And really, I think the bottom line of the full moon in Leo says, do you feel happy? You know, how is life feeling for you right now? I'll pull some cards, but that's really the bottom line of it is like you create the life that you live. And unfortunately, some people don't think happiness is possible. And that's really sad, because it's a choice to be happy. And that's funny. I split the deck right there on the sun. It's like it's a choice to be happy. You can be in the most fucked up, impoverished situations. And if you just choose to revel in the fact that you're alive, you can genuinely be happy. There's a book called Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. And he was a doctor. He was, I think, pretty sure he was Jewish. He was a doctor in the Holocaust, but he was imprisoned in the camp. And I don't want to say he had like a great time because it was the Holocaust, but he had a decent time. He was able to, he's a very wise man. He made it through too, of course, to write a book, but he was noticing, like the human spirit and how some people would be really fucked up in that situation because it's a really fucked up situation. But some people were able to find joy, and it's a very thought-provoking book, Man's Search for Meaning. So I don't know if somebody's experiencing like their proverbial like nirvana or their proverbial Holocaust, but like you create your life and you can create joy at this very moment. That's what I feel called to say. What you thinking about, King?
Yeah, I split my deck and I got self-sabotage out here.
Mm-hmm.
It's like most of these things that you're not happy about are self-imposed, to put it blunt.
Yeah, 100% King. And I think that's like it's so powerful, that thought. And a lot of people will not hear that. A lot of people will reject that immediately because they say, well, I didn't choose this. And it's like, who gives a fuck? Of course, you didn't choose everything in your life, but you choose how to respond to it. When you can't control the things inside of your life, you can control how you respond to the things inside of your life. I just got done shuffling. I got King of Wands energy on the bottom. That's awesome. Like, be intentional with your life, intention over everything. Got the High Priestess in reverse on this spread, and that's the first card just saying, listen to yourself, please. Stop ignoring yourself. What else we got? The Six of Pentacles. Life is about giving. Life is about sharing. Life is about expressing yourself. And a lot of us, and I can tell why, because I'm psychic. Really, it's that plus I've met a lot of people. I'm blessed to have that. I can tell a lot of people are unfulfilled because they're not giving enough. And I'm not telling you just to give to your detriment and create more self-sabotage, but it's like if life is balanced, because it is, in order to receive something, you have to give something equivalent. So give your joy to the world, fam, but have boundaries. I also got Two of Cups in reverse. That kind of goes hand in hand, is like you got to give because it's the right thing to do, but you got to disconnect from the wrong energies too. Like give because it's the right thing to do, but then watch what people do with it. And some will just squander the gift, some won't say thank you. It's like you don't got to keep giving to them. Watch what people do with your gift and then just start giving to those that celebrate you and pour back into you. Slow down, and it's your life. So really take the time in this 2 weeks to calibrate, remove anything that holds you back from you.
Yeah. And be proud of yourself and look at how far you've come. This is Leo energy. It's about, that pride, be proud of yourself. I feel like some of you aren't being proud of yourself enough, and you're relying on external factors to be proud of, to affirm what you already know deep down inside your heart, you
Hmm.
know, and be so obsessed with, don't be afraid to be obsessed with yourself too, especially with Venus and Aries right now.
Amen
And
to that.
yeah, and like stop ghosting on yourself too.
Hmm.
And that's the biggest form of self-abandonment you could ever give oneself, and that's not cool.
Yeah, don't be ignoring you because you matter. And I think Leo has a lot to do with attention too. So it's like I really see in the
Yeah.
collective, there's a need to be seen.
Yeah, and some of you are going to be going viral too.
Ooh, going viral. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're about to be really seen. That's crazy. Yeah. On my spread, I'm getting triskelion and the third eye in reverse. And that just, it says that it's a process no matter where you are. And for some of us, it's the process, the life, death, the rebirth that might block our vision. And I don't like to say this in an antagonistic way. It's not meant to come off this way, but a lot of people really don't have a vision. And that's the problem, is that they just literally cannot picture a life that they want to live. They don't realize they're the creator. And I feel like it's not anyone's fault because it's like you're born in this world and you're open for all things. But then it's like you go to kindergarten, they say, what do you want to be? You can be anything. And then like first grade comes around, they're like, not that. Second grade, definitely not that. And then third grade, definitely not. And then no son of mine is gay, or you're gonna worship Jesus in this house. And it's just like, oh Lord, they really beat it out of you over time. And they're like, you can do anything but not anything. It's like, oh Lord. Like, make it make sense, dude. Oh man. Do whatever you want to do, fam. As long as it doesn't hurt anybody, just do what you want to do. I'm gonna do one more card to top off the reading. I want to see the magician, but any card will do because it's the one we're meant to receive.
I'm
You
gonna
got to
do
play
one.
the cards you're dealt, gang. We got
Yeah.
the yeah, we got the three of
Three of
swords.
Swords.
That's I would rather have the magician, but anyway, that says, "Ow, the heart hurts, dude. My heart." Leo full moon. Whoa, but new beginning, new moon in Pisces coming soon, and that's going to be about meditation and contemplation, and really waiting for the next call from spirit. So like, embrace this joy and slow the fuck down for a little bit, gang, and come back home to yourself. New moon Leo energy. That's what I got here, fam.
Well, I got three cards that popped out. I only asked for one.
They said you're gonna take the cards you're given.
Yeah, I'm gonna take them. Yeah, we got boundaries in reverse. Got boundaries in reverse. We got wisdom and we got reflect too. So, um, yeah, some of you need to like double down on your own boundaries. Some of you are overstepping your own boundaries. So
Ooh,
that's being of like, and that's allowing other people to overstep their own boundaries. So like don't be that kind of example and like really double down on yourself. Don't be assert boundaries on yourself, you
step
know.
up and lead too,
Mhm.
because you don't want
Right.
to show others to violate their own boundaries. That's what I took from what you said. Like that was powerful.
Yeah.
You got to do right by you, but also understand, how to show others how to be positive and love as well.
Yeah. And wow. Yeah. Bottom of the deck deception too. So don't deceive yourself because it'll teach others around you to to deceive themselves, especially with that
Amen.
out
So
there. Yeah.
bottom and top of my deck on the Oracle, it says Taurus in the Tree of Life in reverse. And really the simple message I'm getting with that is like a lot of the things in the world are kind of backwards right now. Just recognize that because that's the territory. And you just have to do the best with what you got, fam. And, clap for yourself, celebrate yourself, love yourself. And with that, that's all I got. So I would say drop a like on this video. Make sure you guys comment. Let us know where this full moon is going to hit your chart. Also, if there's any aspects that are hitting your chart, fixed signs or, fire signs. And also, what are you releasing for this full moon cycle? Me personally, I'm releasing trying too hard, among other things. So I would love to hear down below what you guys are doing. And you guys can book personal readings, find all of our curriculum, all of our offerings down below in the description. And take care of yourself, and we'll see you on the next video. Peace.